Hello, everybody, and welcome to Callisto 6. This is our new cyberpunk superhero RPG show here on Geek and Sundry, and it is damn good to be back. Joining me, of course, is my all-time favorite friends and players, my old SHIELD crew, my old TBD crew. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hi. You know.
You guys look so good. You guys look so damn good. We got some announcements to get out of the way before we start the series. So let me go ahead and go. First of all, I'm just gonna give a big shout out to our very first sponsor. Which is kind of nice. We got a sponsor for our first episode, which was not anticipated. It's pretty rad, and they're actually currently my favorite dice maker. Period. They made the Doctor Who dice that we loved so much on TBD RPG. They also make the Cypher System dice from Monty Cook Games. They are Q Workshop, everybody. A special thanks to our friends over at Q Workshop, who are our very first sponsor and who provided us dice that we're using on today's show.
They gave me dice.
Special sets that we're using are ones from their top drawer dice Kickstarter, which funded in 4 hours because gamers are insane and we love our dice. I got the arcade dice. These are the ones that
Me too. I love them so much.
Yeah, I was super excited for these.
Apparently,
Hector and I. Did you get the arcade dice too?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all pretty rad, but I was like, oh damn, they hit the nostalgia button.
Oh,
did we like 2, 2, and 2 these?
Yeah,
that's so perfect.
we each got wizard.
Yes.
The wizard dice are rad.
Yeah.
The color on the
I
wizard
couldn't
dice are
decide
fun.
which ones to get.
Orange.
So you can pledge for a set of these dice for only $12. So they're like for really stylized dice. This is like actually the standard price for a set of polyhedrals. So that's pretty rad.
They're pretty.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
But if folks in the gaming group want to pick up a set of their own, or if you just want to get multiple sets, there are pledge levels to offer multiple sets with a reduced cost per set. So if you want to get something for your gaming group, that's up on their Kickstarter. And you can check it out at Top Drawer Dice to grab yourself a set. So thank you, Kickstarter. Thank you, Kickstarter. Thank you Kickstarter for hosting Q Workshop's Kickstarter. Yes. And thank you, Q Workshop, because I've been buying your damn dice. The Metal Cthulhu set is awesome. Anyway, yes. So thank you, Q Workshop. Now I got a few other thank yous to get out of the way. I'm going to start by thanking Mike Hamlet, who is the artist.
Yes.
So, real quick, Mike Hamlet was, you guys may have seen him on the art reel for Shield of Tomorrow. Mike Hamlet just threw some pretty amazing fan art at us, and I immediately reached out to him and asked him if he could bring Callisto 6 to life. And as you will see, he did. So thank you so much, Mike. Next up, I want to thank Jason Charles Miller, as always, our maestro. He composed our theme song. Yay! So thank you, Jason. Also, could not have done any of this without our producer, Cliff Brakefield, who kicked ass. He jumped in like halfway through the project, conquered it, took it over, and helped me put this whole show together. So I cannot sing his praises enough. So thank you, Cliff, who is standing to my right and probably blushing a little bit. Lastly, I just want to thank, it's been a dream come true to work in conjunction with Monty Cook Games, because I have been a huge fan of Monty Cook's ever since he wrote the player's handbook for Planescape, which is one of the greatest Dungeons and Dragons settings ever made. Monty is a long-time veteran of the RPG industry, and working and like being able to have access to him and talk to him, and Shanna and everybody at Monty Cook Games, those people are the best people. It's a thrill to be able to do the Cypher system, which is a system that I fell in love with. It just happened to be a bonus that everyone at Monty Cook Games is freaking amazing. So I just want to give a huge shout out and thanks, and to check out their Kickstarter, Best Game Ever. They have a Best Game Ever, and it's a book that I'm actually contributing to along with Mercer, and it's a book about that I'm writing in that with Monty and everybody else. I'm one of the contributing writers, and it's literally a book about how to put together your best game, like your best role-playing game group. And it covers everything from like setting up rules and taking care of each other to what food to buy for game night. Like it's gonna be a rad book. Yeah, it's.
I need to read that chapter.
It is a fun book. I know. So check out their Kickstarter.
chapter.
It's really great. Thank you guys so much. Yes, and I think that's the announcements, you guys. I can't imagine if there's anything else to be said. I can't. I'm sorry. Yes, Sam. Did you have something?
I do.
Yes.
I think that we should inaugurate in the spirit that we have done and start with an episode of 6 Lose Their Shit.
What did you
What?
do?
What did you do?
Sam? What is that?
Sam, what did you do?
Did you get his Callisto 6 keychain?
Oh my gosh! And our colors.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh
Eric?
my goodness!
Oh,
You are there.
Yeah. Oh, that is.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, we have all lost our shit. Yep, there it goes.
These are courtesy of Poisel, whom I have worked with
Thank
on
you.
Evacuation.
Thank you. This
Those
is
are rad.
I'm so happy right now.
I was just looking at that logo, going like, "Damn, I love that logo."
I know. It's
You'll be
like
seeing this logo in our merch store. Don't you worry about that.
so cool.
The moment I saw our logo, I was like, can I have that as a patch?
I
Right?
need a patch.
Yeah.
I need a patch.
But first,
something
we get
better.
keycaps.
I need a
But first we get
constant
keychains,
patch,
yeah.
y'all.
Awesome.
Fix my
And
fix.
Awesome.
and I have a second announcement.
Yes, Sam. And what is your second announcement?
Look at sticks.
I'm gonna do my two.
Almost as important as Gina's announcement.
Almost as important.
Oh, dang it. They counterbalanced.
Sam, you had an announcement?
I get to play this awesome game in this brand new world with my favorite people ever, and I'm so excited!
And as we go, I just want to, one more time before we jump into our game, I just want to please everyone, if you could just for a second, give Sam Delev a round of applause.
Yes.
I created the skeleton of this world. Sam applied the flesh and everything, like
Ooh, gory.
really just filled out, like, it's incredible. Flesh World by Sam Delev,
flesh.
the new RPG at Geek and Sundry. I think without further ado, folks, it is time to begin the story of Callisto 6. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We are ready to start our story tonight. I hope you enjoyed that intro. And again, I think you can all tell that Mike Hamlet is amazing. And Jason Charles Miller is amazing. And Caleb, who put that intro together for us, is amazing. Dude was here until like 1 a.m, breaking that deadline, kicking ass and taking names. Like, just so impressed.
We have powers,
Yeah.
and
Kind
they
of a
look
lot.
so cool.
It looks pretty rad. Yeah. All right, guys, y'all ready? You ready to go to Los Angeles 2119?
Can we do this next week?
Sure. All right. Thanks for watching,
gotta go.
everybody.
Bye.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and begin. In many ways, it looks just like some of us always imagined. A sterling silver cityscape with great platinum towers stretching like fingers of polished metal, like a giant titan whose hand is reaching out for the blue California sky. Vehicles dot the skyline, soaring at altitude in the light of the dawn, resembling angry red streaks of Morse code that seem to scroll through the orphaned fog of night. In other ways, it looks wrong. Beyond the inner ring of the futuristic city, outside the boundaries of the corporate inner sphere, Los Angeles is a sprawling, pitiless amalgam of 22nd century aesthetic mixed with the brutalized city that existed before C-Day, the shorthand reference for the day that Los Angeles died 40 years ago. 9 million people call this place home now. Los Angeles is a grand metropolis, the most advanced city the world has ever seen. But under the skin is a civilization living on mute. In many ways, it looks just like some of us always imagined. People in a frenzy of consumption, connected at all times to the new digital dimensions that link humankind to worlds of data and fiction, never unplugging, never living, always connecting, always disconnected, always consuming. The survivors of C-Day push on, living in a city that pays them respect but never a living wage. The devastation and the flooding that has done more than alter the map, it's altered the culture of the city. In the old days, one would have to walk out onto the Santa Monica Pier for a good look at the ocean sunset. Today, the tide laps against the beaches found as far inland as what was once known as Century City. Santa Monica, Long Beach, Marina del Rey, once thriving centers of life and culture, now all rest under the calm waves of the Pacific Ocean. Here you'll find Raft City, an incredible network of boats, ships, decommissioned cruise liners, oil tankers, cargo ships, rafts, and piers, home to over 100,000 people who've created their own city from what was once a nightmare of desperation. A last resort haven from the cataclysm that swept away millions and tore the Southern California coastline away from the continent. Below the surface of its waters remain the sunken city of old Los Angeles. Now, those remains form the largest artificial coral reef the world has ever seen. A colorful, vibrant carnival grown over the remains of countless souls. Sometimes, if you look out to the horizon, you might catch a glimpse of a broken building peeking out of the water's swirling white caps, like a skeleton peeking out of its own grave. This is Los Angeles 2119. In many ways, it looks nothing like any of us ever imagined it would.
I'm so cold now.
And we're going to start with a very, very early morning, just before sunrise, in Raft City, where a very anxious young genius and technical mad person is waking up. Lacey, it's the same as it ever was, waking up to the gentle swaying of your houseboat. The creaking sounds that are always given off as you hear the ropes, lines, woods, and pieces of metal kind of being lapped against by the restless Pacific Ocean. You do hear movement from the decks above and below as your family has begun to stir about. But I imagine, and you can correct me on this, but I imagine Lacey probably didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Is that accurate?
No, it's like a job interview meets Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas view. I don't know. Yeah, like that.
Responding to your motion, the moment you sit up from a fruitless night of pursuing sleep, your chair activates. You hear it just, she turns on. And you know that not too long, just outside one of the windows of your room, you can see off in the distance still city lights, indicating sun hasn't come up yet, but it's soon. You can smell it. You can hear the gulls off in the distance. Sunrise soon. And you know you're going to be meeting Luma soon. And you know Luma is going to be meeting you with an avalanche of platitudes that might make you feel better about today. Hard to say.
Definitely better than not having Luma.
Yeah. All right.
I want to double check the little trunk that I'm bringing with me, that the remote works so that it's going to follow me, and that the false bottom is going to hold that has the device under it.
Yeah, so tell me, this device, as you move over to it, the trunk itself is still locked up and secure. Yeah. The device, at least last you remember when last you saw it, that you recovered, is still sitting at the bottom of this thing. Now, here's a question. What have you done with this device since you discovered it?
Well, we agreed that we weren't going to do too much with it before the expo, so for now, I have taken it out of the trunk it was originally in, and I put it into what I'm going to be bringing with me that has my design portfolio and my equipment, and then on top of that, I just put another layer of plastic-esque and then sealed that with special sealant glue.
Okay, so this thing is
so that
secured.
if I have this all, then I can break it, but otherwise it's a false bottom, and then I put in all of my designs, and then I put in some of my equipment, and then I packed all of that up, and then I laid out my clothes, and then I tried to go to sleep. And that was what I did.
Okay. Did you go to sleep? This is the question, as is always.
Naps or sleep? Naps or sleep?
That's true. I would imagine that you've probably gone in and out a little bit from here and there, but for the most part, I would say the energy that you have. I know, you can already hear.
Once a doctor, always a doctor.
I hear something, but it's from the far, far future, so I can't respond to it for a very long time.
So moving up to the top of the boat area, yes, the boat is already very active. As you move to the top and the elevator takes you up, you slide up onto the deck. And as you reach the top of the deck of your boat, your houseboat, you see the sprawl of Raft City all around you. This huge network of boats that are tied up, hundreds of thousands of people living out on the water like this, stretched out away from the Los Angeles coastline. This place used to be a refuge for people who had no homes left when Los Angeles was in a moment of desperation and the humanitarian crisis had reached its peak. And now this place stands as a symbol of the resiliency of those who refused to walk away from their homes. And as you look up around the city itself, you can see, of course, the great spires of downtown Los Angeles off in the distance, reflecting starlight underneath the sky as the dawn approaches. But more importantly, all around you, these piers and the boats, and you can hear people shouting out good morning, and the community of Raft City is waking up. And as you are moving about, you actually see one of your fathers, Ruben, is up on top of the deck and has already started lashing some rope to the sides of the deck, getting ready to go on his, looks like he's getting ready to go on a dive. And he just looks up at you and goes, "Hey, morning."
Hi, Daddy. Are you diving?
Recreation, not doing anything dangerous, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to,
Yeah, Daddy?
your papa said something last night that kind of got under my skin.
Oh. Like a thing that's like a dad's thing, or a thing that's like a thing that I hear thing?
It's a. Don't tell him I asked you this. Could you just be honest with me?
But not tell him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweetie. Do I look like I'm putting on weight?
Compared to when?
I'm gonna go swimming. You see him pull up a few rebreather pods, and he sets them down. He's like, just a mile a day, and I'll be great. I won't go far. It's a mile a day. Oh my God! Today's the expo.
Yeah.
Do you have a ride?
I'm going with Lima.
Do you want me to take you? What can I do? Do you want me to take you? Because I can take you. I can drive you and Lima there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I can do this later. He sets that aside, and just as he's putting it aside, you see Amiko step up from under the boat, comes up out of the stairs, and just...
Morning, Papa.
Hey, how are you feeling today?
Really nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good energy to have. It'll make you sharp.
It doesn't feel good.
What are you doing? And Ruben just says, I'm cleaning
He's not swimming.
I'm cleaning the rebreather tanks. I'm not swimming. I'm taking our brilliant child, who is fully grown into a brilliant person, to a place that does a lot of important things that they are going to... I was gonna go swimming, but it was only gonna be for like a few minutes. I'm not, and they immediately start going like, it was just a side comment. I told you it looks good. It's not bad weight. It's not dad bod. You're fine. You don't need to. And what's wrong with dad bod? You just begin to wheel away. Okay, you leave these two. They're having.
I have my trunk follow along, just kind of.
Okay. Yep, it follows along.
Yep.
And as you wheel off the boat down the ramp onto the stone pier that was built about 20 years ago for the city itself, you see approaching with a pack slung over their shoulder for the day is your bestest friend in the whole world.
Hope you slept at least 30 minutes. Breakfast sandwich?
Oh, thank goodness. I was hoping Daddy would make pancakes and he didn't.
Where are the dads?
No, they're fighting. They're not fighting.
They're fighting?
I think Papa thinks that Dad has gained weight and
He has, he looks great.
I don't know if they know that.
Do you want me to go say something? I can give them a breakfast sandwich.
Maybe that'll make it go away.
Okay.
Do we want to ride with it with Dad? Or are we going another way?
Oh, I mean, I thought we were... Okay, Lacey, do you want your dad to come? No, then I will say something.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know they love you. It's fine.
That was good fish.
Okay, stay right here.
Thank you.
So stepping up onto the boat, you come stomping up the boat ramp ready to like, hey, interject when you see them both having a moment together.
I notice.
Yes,
you just leave the breakfast sandwiches
You
on
just
the
kind of
side of the boat.
stop. They really don't notice you as they're kind of interlocked right now, and you just set that down.
Turn on my heels and give a quick.
They're not fighting anymore? Definitely not. And I think they may be a little distracted to take us to the expo. Why are they gross?
Parents
Okay.
showing affection.
Okay.
All right.
And I know, a lot of stuff on your mind. You did great. You do great. By the way, you look great. You look great. You
Okay,
use the thing.
did
It's
it work?
perfect. You put it on the right spot.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Just the thing is secure, right?
It's in there.
You brought it? I didn't want to leave it. No, you were supposed to stay hidden in the thing. You guys wanted for it, didn't you? Someone would find it. Like your dads are gonna look for it. They don't know you have it.
They might rearrange things. They go through my room.
Yeah, they do that.
You're gonna bring it to them. I put a false bottom in and I glued it up with a glue, and the solvent is here.
Okay. But what if they scan it?
Then they won't scan it. Will they scan it?
I don't know. It's your job interview. Okay. Sorry. I should have said that. They're not gonna scan it. They're not gonna scan it. Of course not. Why would they scan it?
Well,
you're at a. We'll put it in a vibration. It's nothing. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
If anyone scans it, just say it's part of your portfolio and it's not ready till the actual interview.
Part of my portfolio, not ready till the interview. Part of my portfolio, not ready till the interview. Part of my portfolio, ready till the interview. I think I can do it.
Yeah. You've got this. Look at me. Eye contact. You'll do great. You'll do great. Okay?
Thank you for coming with me.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
It's really okay?
Yeah, it looks great. It really brings out your eyes.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, the case behind you, moving along, you guys head off down the dock. It's a good maybe mile before you get to I would say the taxi point, where constantly cars are coming and going. Like a lot of the hover cars will come down here and pick up people looking to leave Raft City, since this place is such a spider web of networks of docks. Sometimes you wander out onto one dock and there's no like easy way to get back. When you reach over to the taxi area, you notice that it's somebody on, it looks like one of these old school sort of futuristic bikes, essentially. I wouldn't say it's quite as big or as like bulky as say Takeda's bike in Akira, but it's very similar. And off to the side, there are two cars for passengers, like lanced off to the side. And you just see this guy is just sitting there and he's smoking his cigarette and he's got one comic book in his hand and he's just...
What comic book?
You don't know. It's folded up on itself. He's just got this kind of thing folded open. He's not treating it very well. He's just... And looks up and says...
Good morning.
Morning. Where are you going?
Well, we need to get into the city.
Yeah.
Seems you got room enough for two?
Yeah, I could do that. Is that thing coming too? He points at the box that you've got hovering behind you.
Yeah. I consider my lap.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah.
And she breaks apart. It's fine.
Okay. That should be fine.
What's your name?
Why?
Well, you're driving us.
Mike.
Mike. Hello. Luma. This is Lacey.
Hi. Good to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you.
Where downtown are you going?
Where's the expo again?
It's at Alpha Convention Center.
Oh, yeah. You want to go now?
That is the plan.
Sure, yeah, get on in.
All right. You need help with the
You see him in a maneuver that would make real life Hector cringe and probably fall over. He takes the comic book and folds it into fours and shoves it into his coat.
What was it though?
You don't know.
Blasphemy!
It was Action Comics #1. He just folds it up and as Amy's head explodes. And just folds it up and sticks it in his jacket. Amy's gonna kill me after this game.
That was pretty painful for all of us.
I know.
Really.
I imagined it. It was so real.
It was,
Wake up, baby.
no, what is this nightmare game? I thought Eric wasn't running horror.
It is dystopia.
Make a pool.
So yeah, you guys load in. The car seats are actually quite comfortable. They do resemble a more futuristic version of those old, terribly designed car seats they would attach to motorbikes off on the side that you would see in they're fun to ride in. Slightly terrifying, but fun to ride in. In this case, they're a little bit further off the ground and they have more than one wheel. They're actually hovering. So he just the bike just starts up and he just kind of at first it just and he's it's fine. And then and you guys start making your way.
Did it sound fine?
It sounds like it's got a lot of torque, and he for a guy who's probably owned this bike for some time is probably still not that good at driving it. So the moment it torques, he's like, no, it always does that. And then you guys drive out of Raft City, speeding by all of these boats. You pass by the Queen Mary, which has become an apartment complex for people of Raft City, and you see people hanging off the sides of her bow, scrubbing the sides of the hull, getting barnacles and whatnot off. A few of them wave at you as you pass by. The garish sight of a few decommissioned cruise liners. But the most blatant and ugly sight here at Raft City, which is currently undergoing renovations, is Town Hall, which, as you remember, is a massive decommissioned oil tanker that has been drained, hollowed out, and been filled in the interior. And funds have been given to Raft City to turn this either into the mayor's office of Raft City, or possibly, as according to some of the propositions that are being put forward, a mall. Which Raft City is very against, because Raft City, like, one of the things, a little bit of exposition for everybody watching at home, one of the things that is really plaguing Raft City right now is Raft City has become so vibrant and cultured in its time here in Los Angeles. Since it's grown, it is slowly becoming gentrified by the rich who want to move in here and partake of the charm of living in a city that's on boats. And as a result, things are getting a little heated in this part of town. And this isn't the only part of town that this is happening in. And that is going to take us to Baldwin Island. Baldwin Island used to be called Baldwin Heights, if I'm not mistaken. Hills. Baldwin Hills. Became Baldwin Island after most of Los Angeles sank under the Pacific Ocean. And massive flooding, yes, Jody, massive, ended up causing Baldwin Hills to literally become an island in Los Angeles. The flooding lasted over a year before the waters receded enough that people could get in and start really fixing things up. Until then, it was airdrops and humanitarian aid, but the community of Baldwin Hills simply renamed their community Baldwin Island and did exactly what the people living in Raft City did. They made the best of it, and as a result, they ended up building a hell of a vibrant community that has now become prime real estate. We're gonna start this morning with Oya waking up in her bed just as the sun rises.
Cafecito.
Yeah, your home, pretty simplistic. Getting out of bed, I imagine your bedroom being decorated with a lot of really, I imagine immediately like incense being smelled everywhere in your house. Would that be accurate? Incense and old candles that have become beautiful works of art in the way they've melted across some of the surfaces that you have in your room. Looking out over the window, again, Baldwin Island, because of its elevation, you have an incredible view of Los Angeles. This place has become a very particular interest to real estate developers who have really wanted to get in on some of the easy to access land. And it doesn't help at all that a lot of the people still living in Baldwin Island are living at the poverty line. Looking out over Baldwin Island, you can see, again, the great big sprawling spires of downtown Los Angeles and all the major corporation buildings reaching up out of the sky, and the flying cars, and which, again, unique to downtown only. You can see everything sprawled out before you, and used to be a time where looking out over this vista was just, it always brought you a moment of peace. But it's been years since it's been that way, because now every time Oya looks out the window, she knows how much someone wants to pay her for this view. And how much they're willing to do to get this view. Today is the day of the convention in downtown Los Angeles. And as you are waking up, there is at the door downstairs.
Haven't even had my cafecito. God.
Yeah, I would say it's probably about 8:15 in the morning at this point. Sun has just, it's I would say it's hovering just over the skyline.
I run into the kitchen real quick to at least start the pot.
Okay.
Which takes a few minutes. Okay, I'm coming. God. You're not going to want me to talk to you without my cafecito. I put the pot on and then I go to the
Not get between me and my
door.
coffee. Okay.
Yes.
So throwing open the door with a bit of exasperation on your face, you come face to face with Cass.
Oh, hey, girl.
Hey, Oya!
Oh, sorry. What time is it?
It's real late or early.
Oh.
It's one of those.
I need to
one
set
of
an
those.
alarm. I was up so late last night.
Is it ready?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's probably not as good as it could be, but
Of course, it's exquisite. Here's the coffee.
yes, it's on the stove right now. Come.
Moving into the kitchen area, you notice the kitchen is looking pretty clean as you walk inside, but what you do notice is the coffee only just started brewing, so you immediately find yourself a spike of that impatience as you walk in, Cass, and see just like, it's one of those annoying... You know how when you get to Geek and Sundry early in the mornings and someone's already emptied the damn coffee and you immediately have to sit there and wait for it to brew again? Same situation.
It's too real.
I know. I'm pulling out of real life.
Take it back. I'm early. I could just do a lap. How are you?
Whatever you want to do, but like I just woke up. I don't know. I'm good. I'm nervous. I'm excited. Like this could be it, you know? Like I've been working on this design for a year almost, and like how do you know when to stop putting in details, you know? Like everything could be more detailed. Like there's palm trees, I'm sure that I could add a little bit more fronds to, and there's like, you know, the stones in the lagoon.
No one's seen a palm tree in years. They're gonna love it.
I know, but I just want this to be perfect. I want you to, you know, put on the goggles and really feel that you're there, and like you can feel the texture of the stones. Did I put enough textural, you know,
Oh yeah, I
like
gotta
grooves
ask,
in the stones?
Is it
and
too
stuff?
late to? Are you really
What?
gonna sell this to some fat cat asshole?
Listen, I don't like the corporations either, but if I can get some money from them, then I can help to pay for the legal defenses for Baldwin Island. It might actually help. I can use their own money against them, you know?
Sounds good.
I can like work them from the inside. That's
But
my
you're
big-
not mad that I'm gonna stand outside and shout, right?
No, I don't care.
Heck yeah.
Please do it for both of us.
Yeah. I made a sign.
I wouldn't expect you to do anything else. Oh my god. That is awesome.
It's mostly done. It just says your company is bullshit.
Ooh, wait. I
It works for all of them, right? Like I just.
It does. It works for every single one of them.
Yeah.
I run over to a closet and open it, and there's a lot of paints and, you know, different physical art items. I keep these around sometimes just in case.
Yeah, because my sign sucks. But like, you
No,
know.
it doesn't suck. It's great. I just want to, you know, give it a little, you know, something. I squeeze out some. Wait, which color do you want?
Sparkly one.
Sparkly one. I should have known.
Yeah.
I squeeze them out in my hand. Here. Now just paint. Oh,
Did she really just slap it onto her face?
I was gonna say paint the sign, but that works too.
Right, yeah. No, that's a way
Here,
better
let me-
idea.
Let me even you out.
Okay, thank you.
And
Yeah.
about that point, you hear a familiar woman's voice of your mother moving through the hallway. And she goes, "Morning, Cass."
Come
And then
again.
she stops and goes, "Sweetie, it looks like David Bowie made out with you."
Thank you.
David Bowie, Mom, you're so old.
Not that old. I'm pretty old. Where are y'all up to today?
It's the job fair day today.
Is that today?
Yeah.
Are you taking your things down to that?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
I don't know.
You're gonna do great. I know you're gonna do great. Everyone knows you're a genius. Cass knows you're a genius, see?
Mom tried out the final update last night.
Oh, it was good. It was real good. I am very proud. Just not feeling too well this morning, so don't read too much into it, okay? Just
Still get that motion sickness?
yeah, it's just bugging me a little bit, but I'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah. But let me know how it goes. I'm gonna stay in today.
Okay.
But if you need a ride or anything, let me know. And be careful, because I hear those Measure Z protesters are going to be down at the convention today.
Oh yeah, those.
I had
Yeah.
the sign.
Cass, where do you stand on that? Measure Z and all.
You know what I think of the corpse. I want them the hell out of here. I want them the hell out of the island.
Well. Okay.
You want anything from the job fair?
No, thank you, sweetie. You just go and have fun and sell your thing, and I'm going to go back upstairs and just lay down for a bit. But if you need anything, call me.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll do that champ later.
Okay.
Make you feel better.
Thank you. That would be nice. Cass, you look after my girl.
Yep.
Alrighty. She moves off. Yeah, Oya.
She knows you've been looking after me since we were 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she okay?
I don't know. She's been really tired lately and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll get it checked out and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Maybe I won't shut down Cassia. We might need them.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. Let's just go.
So the two of you grabbing your stuff, throwing it over your shoulder, throwing open the door, again, the vista of Los Angeles before you,
How are we getting there?
and the door closes behind you. As y'all leave the house. A good button before we cut to our next two. Like, wait, how the hell are we getting there? Downtown Los Angeles looks dramatically different than Raft City or Baldwin Island. Here, there's no trace of old Los Angeles at all. Here, everything looks like it may have looked like out of a futuristic novel written back in the 20th century. The buildings here are mostly made out of what looks like polished mirrored steel. And the streets are quite clean. Not only that, but just brilliantly crafted with greenery. The only place in Los Angeles you can actually really see greenery anymore. The corporate circle in downtown LA, where trees and parks are available to the public who are willing to pay admission. There are seaways and rivers of, I should just say, like ways of ocean water that just sort of run through the city, adding to the aesthetic, but also powering some of the buildings with clean energy. Downtown LA is sort of this futuristic utopia with a dollar sign on it that a lot of the people that live outside the corporate circle can't afford. However, as Anton can attest, being an employee of Cassium, stepping out of your car as you're parked into your spot near the LA Convention Center, down at the Alpha Convention Center, the one thing that you can take some pride in, Anton, is the fact that your company supplies over 75% of this city with health insurance, full coverages, as well as jobs and some stability. Not to mention the bio enhancements and some cybernetic maintenance that you are able to spread out to the people who aren't quite as fortunate to be part of corporate Los Angeles. The convention center that is down below, up in this parking structure on the 12th floor, you're looking down sort of just on the roof of the convention center. This place was rebuilt not long after Los Angeles was destroyed. Being a hub of community for LA, this place has become something of a shrine to the public. It's become a very symbolic place where people were constantly gathering. Much like the terrible tragedies of Hurricane Katrina, this place became a a focal point for survivors and people to try to find family members back in the day. So as a result, the convention center has become more than just a place to host events. It's become a little bit of memorials as well. Here you will find images and sculptures of the people that were brave enough to charge into a city that had been destroyed to rescue who they could. And a wall that commemorates all of those who have lost, who were just never found, and nameless graves. Kind of gives a somber note to a place that celebrates the future of Los Angeles. Yeah. And it seems like the perfect place, at least in the corporate mind, to hold a huge job fair, as well as, you well know, a brilliant PR stunt to try to get ahead of the curve as the public opinion on Measure Z has been seesawing back and forth.
It's what we call in the public relations world a win-win. Is what it is.
Optically, having this job fair looks good because not only is it inviting new talent to come in, but it's also reminding the public that corporate Los Angeles saved Los Angeles.
Yes.
It rebuilt Los Angeles. It employed Los Angeles. It brought Los Angeles back from the brink. And what's at stake now is throwing all of that away. Why can't these protesters that you're staring down on get that? Hundreds of people, probably about 300 protesters have gathered outside the convention center behind the lines. They're not being allowed.
We expected about that amount. We expected about that.
Yeah, it's actually a smaller turnout than was expected. You guys were expecting about 1,000. 300 is a good sign. Mayor Gal gave Mayor
Still early.
Yeah.
So.
It's about 9:30 in the morning now. Mayor Gal probably didn't win a lot of fans. I would just say that the counter ad that your corporation and the others put forth on behalf of Nystral Corp
was, I mean, the tagline in and of itself says everything. Corporate Los Angeles is Los Angeles, right? It's the summary of everything you just said a second ago. So really smart on their part. Really smart. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Feel daggers.
This is. I know. I love that we put you right next to Amy.
I also love this.
The person that would beat you up at a punk concert, and we just like. So, yes, there is a surge of pride that you kind of feeling looking down on the convention center as
and relief.
cars are pulling up.
There's also relief too. You know, it's not just that. We feel like we're some kind of a winning team, but it also, for me personally, feels like there's less chance for strife. This is a morning that is going to have less conflict, and that's always good. So,
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a good day because the convention is sold out.
like it has been for the past 7 years. So I'm not surprised.
Right.
Yeah.
There is one thing that I might say is on Anton's mind. You know you're going to be crossing paths with an old friend today, someone you have not seen since, your childhood, I think?
Yeah, it's been about 10 years. Yeah.
That is something. Making your way down the glass elevator, just... And the robot that is standing as an attendant inside the elevator and says, "You've reached the ground floor. Please enjoy your stay at the Los Angeles Convention Center."
Oh, cool. Thank you so much. Cool.
You're very welcome. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you as well.
Stepping out of the elevator, the robot turns and just activates the elevator again, and you can hear the protesters barely. But as you're approaching the convention center, walking past all of these somber monuments, it is going to be a beautiful day in Los Angeles. Clear skies. The convention's going to be going all day, and you know that Krause himself from Pyramid Star Solutions is going to be giving a speech here tonight. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a big deal. Krause, as you know, is sort of all the CEOs of all the corporations, people really couldn't name the CEOs of Nystral Corp or Traeger. Most of those people hide behind their board of directors. Most of those people hide behind press. Krause, though, is the new Steve Jobs of 2119. He is out front and representing his company at all times. He inherited it from his father, and he is incredibly popular and hated. Most people don't even know why they hate him, but he is corporate as hell, and as a result, it's kind of the same situation as it was in our present day with Steve Jobs. There were people who found things that were kind of questionable, and other people who saw the brilliance and ingenuity that was brought, the way we were all connected, Kylan Krause has been a star of the corporate world. And a lot of people might just be coming to the convention just to see him talk because he's kind of a rock star.
Yeah. It's going to be a show.
You can see the banner above the Elevate Convention Center, a huge hologram with the resolution lines passing through it, almost 100 feet long, with Kylan's face on it as he's turning to smile. A middle-aged man, white hair, the glasses. He looks so like a typical corporate brochure, like you know what I mean? Like today he would be that like 55-year-old polished, typical, like rich white, like privileged guy who's just like standing up there and like giving you this smile like he knows he saved your life and made it better. Kylan Krause of Pyramid Star Solutions, the SpaceX, essentially, of Los Angeles 2119. The protesters are not able to get anywhere near you as you're approaching. They're being shunted off to the side, and as you approach the convention center, you can feel the energy. Like that first opening day of Comic-Con when the doors open and everyone's just kind of like, oh. It's kind of the same energy, like everyone's excited. This is more than just a job fair, it's a tech expo, so there's going to be a lot of inventions being shown. There's going to be a lot of robotics, a lot of genetics that are going to be shown here. Cassium has had a big year this year. With some of the biogenetic stuff that your company has been working on, it could completely replace cybernetics in the next 20 years, for those who can afford it, of course. Mm-hmm. And the other things that are being brought into the convention center, very exciting. Traeger in particular has some pretty interesting things they want to show with their drone technology. Mm-hmm. Pyramid Star has been keeping it low key, but people think the feeling on the street is that Pyramid Star has been using this expo as an optics win more than look at how good we are. Mm. It's sort of like inviting everyone to their house. It's an alpha play. Mm-hmm. It's an alpha male play for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, I only just joined the company officially 4 months ago. I'm fresh out of school. This is my first big boy job. This is a big deal for me.
And just like everybody else from the corporations, Cassium has been very good to you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they've been good to me. They've been good to my family. So, but this is it. I got to figure out, how I'm going to prove myself and kind of where I'm going to fit. So this is, I got some ideas and we're going to see if they pan out at the show this year.
As you're walking in, kind of feeling the energy and just like fluxing it out, you walk through the doors to this colossal interior of the Los Angeles Convention Center. This place is filled with holographic advertisements that are popping up showing the ingenuity of Traeger, the brilliance and the power of communications of the Nystral Corporation. And of course you see Pyramid Star, and Pyramid Star's big win the past couple of years has been the moon base that they just finished constructing and activating.
It's pretty cool.
It's been online for 12 years now. 47 astronauts living up there. It's been a huge step forward in space exploration, and Pyramid Star to this day is riding the wave of good publicity, and they are showcasing it everywhere on their section of the convention center. As you're kind of looking around for Cassium, just as you spot the hologram that's popped up, this great big projection of Cassium with a mother and a daughter smiling at each other, you literally bump right into a very familiar face. Not really paying that much attention to where you're walking, you collide with Hops, bumping right into Lindy. You guys kind of stop and look at each other for a split second.
Excuse me.
Anton?
Oh my.
You are so much taller.
Yeah, I stretched out. Lindy, it's so good to see you.
I don't really go by Lindy anymore. You can call me Hops.
Hops, sure, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry about that, Hops.
Oh my gosh, I figured you were gonna be here. Of course you were gonna be here.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah.
Are your parents gonna make it too?
That's the plan. Yeah.
It would be good to say hi. Yeah.
Should we hug or I don't know?
Okay. Sure. I mean, it's been. We're really gonna do this. Okay.
Yeah. You look fantastic. You look great.
Thanks. I feel a little underdressed. I didn't know it was gonna be so fancy.
Nah, don't worry about it.
All
no,
right.
this is really just it's all a big mom and pop shop,
Sure.
right?
Sure. And I figured, if anything, he would want me to be myself anyway.
Yeah.
So,
How's your family? How's everybody?
mom's okay. She's She keeps to herself mostly, and I've just been working, you know.
Yeah, where are you working right now?
Oh,
Are you here in LA?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just a night job off to the side. It's
Okay,
I work
cool,
nights. Mom, has been feeling a bit under the weather and whatnot, or she likes to play too.
Okay.
She's plugged in, so.
Okay, well, listen, I'm at Cassium. If you didn't know, I mean,
You went to? Oh wow, you're at
I'm
Cassium.
here, yeah, I'm
Oh
there.
my gosh!
So
wow.
they got me. They scooped me up.
Okay. That's interesting.
We reconnected. I mean, if there's anything I can do to help with your mom or whatever.
Oh
like-
no. I mean, she's not like sick or anything. She's
Okay,
just
okay.
a little.
Sure. Well, Cassium doesn't just specialize, in
Right,
pharmaceuticals.
sure.
It's also about mental health and every aspect of life.
Of
And
course.
so,
Yeah, sure.
just let
Oh,
me
we're
know.
fine. We're fine. But thank you. Kind of stay away from all the shiny stuff lately. So it's
It's really
it's
special.
very intimidating.
Lindy, sorry.
Yeah,
Hops.
whatever.
Hops.
You can call me whatever.
Hops.
It's fine.
It's really special that you're here. It's really, really cool.
Well, I know someone's got to be here for it.
Yeah.
So it's exciting that they're finally, giving him the credit he deserves. But other than that, Mom didn't want to come, but
Yeah.
I'm here for it. So it'll be nice to have a familiar face there.
Anton, are you? I guess are you aware that her father is being honored at the? Okay, so you know about that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I heard about it. There's some rumblings in conjunction with this event at this time of the year, and I did everything in my power to push that forward because I knew Lindy's, I knew Hops, Pops, and I knew him, and
Hoppa.
yeah.
So real quick, just remind me and remind me, and you can tell. Remind me, and you can tell. But your father worked. He worked for Cassium, right? Was it Cassium or was it Pyramid Star? I don't remember.
He worked at Pyramids.
Pyramid Star. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, tonight, it's expected that Kylan Krause is actually going to mention your father Timothy by name, and honor him tonight.
That's the only reason why I'm here. They basically gave us a heads up, gave us a call, and said if we wanted to be present, to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Whatever, so.
And it is worth noting that what's fascinating right now about being here, Hops, is that looking around and even just standing across from your old childhood friend.
He's all.
That's exactly what I
Shiny.
was going to bring up. It's amazing. You can absolutely tell who came from the outer city
Yeah.
to the corporate sphere. It's so apparent.
It's like
The synthetic weaves that people are wearing.
and then boom, yeah,
Yeah.
between, it's like a seesaw, the two of us, right?
Look, everybody here, we're all here for the same reason, and you're
Yeah.
here for a real special reason. And even though I'm not at Pyramid, I got a couple of contacts there, and I don't know how much. It was probably nothing to not a lot, but I did what I could to let them know that your dad should be honored. And,
Thank you. Oh.
And some of my buddies over there, they told me at least that they were going to talk to the right people. So hopefully it all goes really well for you, and he can finally get the recognition that
Thank
long
you.
overdue. So
Well, Papa Hoppa always loved you, so.
There's a commotion that you two can hear in the middle of your conversation. It's one of those moments, again, like being on a con floor and turning and realizing that there's actually a crowd moving towards you.
A parade.
As you all are kind of like glancing over in the middle of the conversation, you realize that this crowd is actually being funneled by flanking bodyguards. Some very large men and women that are just kind of dressed in very fine suits, walking parallel to the man himself, who's actually approaching all of you. And he's nodding to a few people, but it's undoubtedly Kylan Krause himself. And seeing him walking on the floor of the convention center is either insane or a crazy great publicity stunt. But people are taking pictures. You see people activating their wrist the wrist devices. It's bringing up like an imaging device and taking like selfies as he's walking by without his permission. He is headed straight for you guys, and you see a few of the bodyguards begin to separate off. And not sure if you should get out of the way or not. One of the bodyguards, a woman, she just goes, "No, stay right there, please. We're good." And then a few of the bodyguards part, and Kylan Krause approaches the two of you. He is wearing a suit that is very simplistic. Kylan, like a lot of these, as Cass might say, rich assholes, has incorporated the casual outside the corporate sphere look, but integrated it into a sleek, comfortable, moneyed look. Do you know what I mean? He has, for the lack of a better word, acquired the look of those who are less fortunate. Appropriated, one might say, in this particular case.
How quaint.
And has, he has basically taken the culture of outside of Los Angeles that does not wear these incredibly expensive suits and incorporated it into his look. And it's maybe a little frustrating for those who might see this because it looks good. He approaches with his hands folded, and you can tell he's having a conversation with somebody in his augmented reality display inside of the lenses that he has over his eyes, because he's staring at you but looking through you, and you can tell from the blinking blue light on his throat that he's having a full conversation on a subvocal level.
It's all internal. Yeah.
He's not saying anything, but he looks like he's having a conversation and he's smiling, and then he just goes, and then he approaches the two of you and says, "Hello, you must be Lindy."
Yes, sir.
Lindy.
I don't think we've met.
We've never met. My name is Kylan.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Of course, of course.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your father's. You are...
Mr. Krause, namaste. I am Anton Andazola. I'm over at Cassium.
Cassium!
Yeah.
A fellow corporate.
Yes.
It's lovely to meet you. How are things over at Cassium?
Great, sir. Looking really, really good today.
Good.
An honor to meet you.
I'm very excited to see just some of the biotech that they're going to be bringing to the floor today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
Me too,
excited.
Thank you, yeah.
So, Lindy,
Yes, sir.
tonight I'm really looking forward to honoring your father. I was wondering if you would like to come up and say a few words. I wanted to give you this opportunity.
Oh, I'm not very good with the word stuff, sir.
I completely understand.
I didn't even think. I mean, everyone's dressed so fancy, you know. I just thought it was like a.
No. You mustn't think this way. You look like Los Angeles. And that is exactly what the people need to see. They need to see a people of the city standing up. They need to see that there is no division.
All right. I mean, sure. I can say like, you know, 1 or 2 sentences or something.
Good. If you wish.
Sure.
Please feel no pressure, but the opportunity is available to you if you wish to take it.
All right. I mean, Dad would probably want me to, you know, say something, like a joke or something. I'll think of something.
He was a good man, and in the innovation he brought to Pyramid, we're forever grateful for his brilliant mind.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if you received any of the messages, but I had some of my people contacting your mother. If you ever need any help, Pyramid is willing to help.
Well, that's nice to know. They weren't very helpful, you know, once he was gone, but we're actually okay now. But thank you.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we're fine. Thank you very much, though. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, of course. And if there's anything I can do, if you change your mind, please. He lifts up his wrist, and you see a digital card, just like a hologram, comes out, and he says, "Do you have a data reader device?"
I don't. I'm not really good with all that.
It's quite all right. Do you have an address that I can send this to?
Sure. I just pull out a random scrap of paper.
You pull out a scrap of paper,
Yeah.
and you see a few of the people look at Krause, and he just goes,
Well, it's like not like it's like, you know,
"Of course."
and just it's not really like paper. It's like whatever. Here you go.
You hand it over to him. As he reaches out for it, one of the bodyguards immediately just takes it, and he slides he says, "I'll make sure that you get the information you need."
Thank you.
You're
I mean,
welcome.
we're really okay, but thank you.
It's good to have options.
Sure. Maybe
think
like a new coffee machine or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Like a new coffee machine.
Sure.
Yes. It's great that you're here. Thank you so much for coming. I understand that this is probably unusual for you, but I hope you're going to enjoy yourself.
I can't wait to see what things do.
Well, if you need anything, let my people know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll leave you to it then.
All right.
Thank you so much. Anton, is that your name?
Yes.
Anton.
Have a great show, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
All the best to Cassium and all my friends over there.
Likewise. Thank you.
And he moves on. The crowd following, a few people taking pictures of you as they're walking past. And you, Anton. People are just like, oh my God, they're friends of Anton. God, and Krause is like, just like whispering and like.
I'm just doing this.
And we have our first GIF of the game, ladies and gentlemen. God. Oh, it's so
complete
painfully awkward.
awkward.
So painfully awkward.
Now I have to talk? Oh my God. They didn't say anything about talking. I didn't even know, like, I thought I was gonna have to stand up and do like a wave or something.
Hey, Hops, I can help you with that. Okay, this is my speciality. I got you. Don't worry about it.
It is my scientific specialty.
It's just a few words. Don't worry. And look, you got to admit,
I don't want to talk about these people.
you don't have to do that. I mean, it was just like Kylan said. Kylan, can I call him that? Kylan. I feel like maybe we could be on a first name basis. Like,
Sure.
it's just like he said, you know, you're just as much a part of Los Angeles as everybody else here, right? That's
Oh
it.
yeah, sure. Easy
Yeah.
for you to say. You like after he passed, they didn't even like, you know, they kicked us out of the housing. They kissed, you know, like they didn't even do anything for Mom and I.
Really?
Yeah, we had to do everything. I mean, that's why we didn't really see each other anymore. I had to drop out of school. Whatever. It's fine. You know,
Look, that may have been then, and that just
sucks.
drags. That sucks.
Yeah, you think?
But you're here now, right?
Yeah, I guess
And
so.
he said it himself. That's the CEO. He said that he was willing to help. You should take
But
advantage
now
of that.
we're okay. We don't need help. That's the thing is we like I figured it out and I made it work and now we're fine. You know?
Yeah.
I got things saved up. My mom's fine, you know, she's got everything she needs. I got everything I need. We're
look,
good.
Look at it like this, Hops. That may be true, and that is great. That's fantastic. But you can take this opportunity to say something about your dad. You know?
That's the only reason why I'm here.
Yeah,
So
and that's a great reason. Hops,
Okay.
that's a great reason. You can go up there and you can say that he deserved more recognition than he got. And people will listen to you today.
all right. I just feel like I should go change or something.
You look fine.
All right.
But there's also plenty of places to get threads. Look at all this stuff. Look, I might have to head to a meeting or something right now, but if you want, I could join up with you later and we could go look for something or...
I'm not wearing these clothes. Half of them talk to you. It's
Yeah,
weird. I
it's
don't like any
cool.
of this stuff. Like
It's
it's so
great.
unnecessary.
I mean, you got to admit, however you feel about this whole thing, the fact that Krause came up to you, that's pretty shui, right? I mean, that's...
Sure, I guess. Shui? What the hell does that mean? What is even a word? Like a what?
How long... Are you not in Los Angeles right now? How long have you been in L.A.?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of out a little bit outside of LA. You know,
Okay, a
like
little bit
the-
outside. Okay,
a
all
little
right.
bit. I'm,
Okay,
you know, I'm
all
not.
right.
I don't know the. I don't know.
Okay, cool. It's
Lingo.
hip, it's cool, it's groovy, whatever, you know?
You're weird. You never change. Oh man.
You're pretty much about the same, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at about this point, while all of this is taking place inside, a 2-card bike, which has had to fight through not only LA traffic but through the checkpoints to get into the inner city corporate circle, is finally pulling up into a line going outside the convention center. Again, using con references, which my players will fully understand. Imagine arriving at WonderCon and you're later than you should be, and so the line is going all the way back up to the highway. It's kind of the same situation where if you want to get there now, you can, but it's about a 4-block walk. Or you can sit on this bike for another hour and a half.
I mean, can you just like maybe fly around it?
I can't.
Mike, come on, man.
Bike doesn't fly. Only the seats, though. Those are the only things that hover on the bike. Okay.
Are we gonna be late? Are we okay on time?
No.
No. Okay. Hey, you know what? This is great. We're gonna go the rest of the way by ourselves.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah,
Probably
okay.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Thanks
right.
for the tunes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. It's fine. We're gonna get there on time.
If you hop on the trunk, then it'll follow me, and I can do the thing.
Really?
We have to get there.
Okay.
All right.
I would like to engage in dodge the biped.
sit cross-legged on the trunk, on the back of Lacey.
Okay,
Yep.
you get up across the trunk. The device underneath the trunk, it's not really designed for too much more weight than it's already in the trunk. So it just it travels low to the ground, but it holds you just fine. And Lacey, you situate
I
in.
take the backpack off of me and put it on Lacey, and it raised a little more.
Okay. Tell me
Just
next
true,
time.
true to life, your girl almost tips back a little bit.
Wrench the bottom of the thing with the thing inside of it, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
More thrusters next time. Yeah.
Yeah, more thrusters.
The guy in the bike just goes, good luck, you two, really. Whatever it is you're doing, good luck. It's a great act. It's a great act.
Bye, Mike.
He just pulls away.
It wasn't an act. What was he talking about?
I don't know. Don't listen to him. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Try not to hit anyone this time.
And sure enough, Lacey does what Lacey does. Barreling through the bipeds, saying, excuse me, and everyone going, oh, I'm sorry, and getting immediately out of the way.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice, strong voice.
It is actually, yes. It is a technique that Lacey and you have used before to get through crowds at incredible speeds, where everyone sort of backs the fuck off while the two of you barrel through.
I want music.
Eyes up!
It takes you a few minutes, but you eventually arrive at the front of the convention center. And as I described it to these two, you see the protests.
Yeah.
About 300 people has swelled to 400 people. When you guys were coming up, you could hear on the radio that they were on the tunes. You could hear that there was a protest being staged down here.
Wow, bigger turnout than I thought.
Yeah, it's really big.
Really big turnout. You guys have your tickets, but again, this place has been sold to capacity. So you can see, again, as you're approaching the convention itself, the stereotypical like security checkpoints that everyone has to walk through. That big, like long, glossy black strip at the very top of like the ceilings areas that are slightly angled down, scanning the iris of everyone who walks through. The retinas are just bzz, bzz. You see the glows as everyone's walking through, just confirming ticket holders. A few get pegged as false ticket holders and immediately get pulled back out of the crowd. But the crowd is moving in at a very quick speed.
Wow.
Looking up, Luma,
Yeah.
I don't know how often Luma gets to downtown LA, but looking up, you see the sights that you don't see outside of Los Angeles too often, which is, of course, the lanes and lanes and lanes of hover cars flying at high altitudes near the corporate spires. Things you don't really typically see outside of the corporate sphere at all.
Yeah.
And in the Los Angeles sky, it's actually quite hauntingly beautiful, considering where the city was 40 years ago. And all around you are the different types of people from Los Angeles of all different walks of life moving into the convention center.
Can you imagine if I got some of my artwork on that building?
Oh, maybe after we leave, we can go see the moss tag.
You remember? Yes. Okay. Worth it. Absolutely. Okay, now we're about to go.
Moss tag, then ice cream.
Oh, did you? You're so good at planning days.
Thank you.
Okay. Now remember what I told you. It's gonna be very crowded in there. It's sold out every year. It's a long time. Like, what would you say? Like 6 years, something like that?
7.
7. Okay. So it's gonna be crowded.
Yeah.
Just remember, if it gets too much, eyes down, give me the squeeze, and I'll shove everyone out of the way.
Okay, but not really
Everyone.
hard. They're not
too
gonna make a
hard.
fuss.
No,
The
no,
security isn't gonna kick us out, and then we don't get to go to the interview, and then I don't
It
have
won't
an
be like
interview,
that
and then I
concert.
don't
I
have a job.
promise. I promise. It won't be
Okay.
like that concert.
Okay.
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 And if I'm not there, and you're
What?
freaking out, no, I will be. I can't go in the interview. I'm not allowed.
No, yeah.
But
No,
yeah. Of
and
course.
then I'm sorry.
There will be a lot less people in that room.
Yeah. That's
So just remember, use your voice and be aggressive. You've got this. This isn't the end all be all. This is just an awesome place to show your awesomeness, and that's it. There are no promises. There's no guarantees. It's just look at all the awesome and look at all the awesome. Okay?
You're the awesome.
I know.
Good.
Okay,
glad
you ready
you
to go
know.
be awesome? Let's go be awesome. Are you ready?
No.
And on you go.
Hey,
All right.
Fine.
So,
Yeah.
y'all move into the convention center, and you scanned right across
Yep.
your eyes. Tickets accepted. as y'all move into the
Right.
convention center. And as you move into the convention center, again, you see the colossal interior of this convention center.
My God.
Lacey, the moment your ears are, it's like they're fine-tuned to detect the sounds of machinery moving. You hear cybernetics, you hear robots, you hear all sorts of machinery around the Traeger area, around Cassium, around Pyramid Star. Everyone is showcasing some of the robotics, but Traeger, of course, has them out in force. Not necessarily the robots everyone's excited to see. Some Ed 209 looking motherfucking machines are standing off in the Traeger area. These machines look like they, some of the robots that you see on display in the Traeger area, as per usual, look like they have a dual application for workforce and making war. But a lot of them also, you see a lot of really interesting drone surveillance technology on display here that's been used to study the environmental issues that are coming up in the global community right now, and that have been instrumental in solving some of the ice melts that have been happening in the world. But more interesting is how every company is showcasing all of their tech. There are places all around you right now where you and Luma could probably find a really nice foothold to showcase what you got. You're not going to be limited to one company from the looks of it. Everyone seems to have a robotics application. While Traeger is definitely known for the robotics industry, and has built the robotics industry, there's opportunity all around you. Y'all moving into the crowd, you vanish much like Anton and Hops. Outside the convention center, arriving just behind everybody else, are two other people that have yet to connect to their future teammates. Oya and Cass, you two are approaching the convention center on foot. Having taken basically the same strategy as our other two took and decided not to wait it out in the traffic. You have...
I was gonna die in that car.
I was going to say, despite the fact that it's a beautiful Los Angeles day, it is an exhausting walk up to the convention center. But as you arrive, you see the protest, which has swelled to about 400 people now, and looks like more people are arriving by the minute. You being one of them, Cass. You might see a few familiar faces if you dig into that crowd, but they're behind a barrier. Corporate security is out right now. It looks like Pyramid Star has brought out their corporate security, and it looks like Traeger has their security out as well, because aside from the humans that are standing about talking, everything seems chill. They're respecting the protesters' space. No one's like, protesters are loud and angry, but no one's getting in their faces. They're being shouted, the corporate people are being shouted at, but they're ignoring and just talking amongst themselves, sharing a joke, which might actually be agitating some of the protesters a little bit. However, about 100 feet away on the opposite side, you see Traeger security. Traeger security is a little less laughable. Traeger security is in fact machines. They are robots that are standing on guard. None of them have visible weapons, but they're Traeger robots, which means they are definitely armed. And they are standing hauntingly stock still. A row of 12 of them, just lined up. They're about 100 feet away, probably because in standby mode, they still come off like a show of force. They're still intimidating to be seen. They're still gonna follow a protocol.
Can we see giant hologram Kylan right now? Mm-hmm. I flip it off. Hey, tall, dark, and handsome!
I got a question. What do the robots look like? Are they like the elevator robot? Are they humanoid?
They're a little more advanced. They're humanoid. But what you would notice about these is humanoid only about the torso up. These robots have 4 legs. It looks like they have coming off to the side and to the rear.
Oh, cool.
They're also on a torso, sort of looks like a bald pivot. So it looks like these legs can turn while their torso turns the other way. In other words, they have a vaguely crab-like appearance. But the legs do not extend out too far. Mm-hmm. It looks like they actually sort of are a little bit enclosed onto each other. The legs are close together. So it's capable. The other thing that if Lacey had seen them, the thing that's crazy about these is the way the joints on these legs work. The legs, in order so that they don't have the overlap, so these robots can run really fast, they actually can sort of have a waving motion as they're running. It looks like the legs actually trade positions, almost like there's a tank tread rotating the inside of the legs itself. In the old days, this would have been a ridiculous design that would have caused the robot to trip over itself and explode. Traeger has perfected a motion on these robots that have made them capable of running up to 60 miles per hour, which is terrifyingly fast. And it's one of the reasons why they decommissioned some of the robotics vehicles units when they realized they no longer needed security cars. They could think on their own. So they are standing completely stock still. And you can tell that one of the robots looks like it might have like a splash of liquid across its face because laying at its feet, it looks like a cup, a container. 100 feet away, Protester was either really close or has a hell of an arm, but it looks like at some point today, one of these robots took a Coke to the face.
Yeah.
A soda. A carbonated beverage of some kind.
Okay,
Share it
listen
with
to me. Do not throw anything at the security, okay? Please just promise me.
Funny.
I know, but I don't want you to get, like, taken into custody and stuff. Huh?
The last thing we need is a record.
Exactly.
I'm starting to scan the crowd, but I'm kind of... You gonna be okay in there?
Yeah. You know, on the ride over, all of my nerves left. Yep. Totally calm.
Leave him in the waste between here and Baldwin.
Lisa, is Oya calm?
No.
Do you want to do our first roll of the game?
So we got way too excited for that.
So we'll keep this.
Exactly appropriately excited.
I love that our first roll of the game is to detect nervousness.
Insight check. It's a
Insight,
hide-
detect anxiety. So,
hiding nervousness.
so why don't we do this? We'll do this a little differently than it's actually normally done. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as an example of how the system works because we're playing Cypher. So I'm going to set a baseline difficulty for Amy. And I'm just going to ask you.
Is it going to be you roll to hide or me roll to check?
It's going to be you rolling to check.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to assign a difficulty based on how well we think Oya is hiding their anxieties. So, Oya,
Yes.
my instinct is that you're doing too good of a job, and thus being slightly obvious about it. Would that be accurate?
Yes. So I have a skill at deception.
Do you?
But this is a good friend of mine, and I drink a lot of coffee.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll set the difficulty of this as a standard difficulty at 2, but you're good at deception.
Yeah.
So that normally I would say that would increase the difficulty to 3, but because Amy's character Cass is a close friend, I'm going to make that as an asset, which will lower the difficulty by 1. So standard difficulty of 2. So, Cass, take a d20. Difficulty is 2, which means you need a 6 or higher on that d20.
Channel your inner Talon.
Yeah, I know. It's the funny thing about this game was reteaching ourselves that 1s are bad, 20s are good.
Right?
1s are
Yeah.
bad, 20s are good, 1s are bad.
20s are good. One's a bad. 20s are good.
Got your star
Wait, ones are
I know.
Bad.
I don't know the rules.
Oh God, yes. What did you roll?
It's a 3.
Oh.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, seems fine.
I'm gonna walk in there, and I'm gonna get a job, and they're gonna have me design all of their experiences, and
And you're going to break him from the inside.
yeah.
It's a Joss Whedon moment where you're being very obviously nervous, and it's just going right past Cass. Going, great, yeah, you.
High five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the glitter.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Meet up for lunch or something?
Sure.
All right. All right. Just ping me. Okay. Don't get in trouble.
No promises.
All right. The two of you part. We're gonna cut back to the floor. And we are going to follow briefly. And we're gonna follow. I think the thing to do here would actually be to follow Lacey and Luma, as the two of you are checking out some of the tech parts here. You see a lot of holovids being displayed up in the air as you're walking through the convention center. And a lot of these holovids, Lacey, address a lot of the issues that you have with cybernetics. The frustrating thing, Lacey, about seeing some of these holovids is all of the language that they're using. It seems like they're speaking your language. Cybernetics. Once the wave of the future, have now become something of a disappointment for humankind. More often than not, they cause pain. More often than not, they require maintenance. and an expense that a lot of people with healthcare, even with the right healthcare, have difficulty making. And it shows, you see some survivors, some older people, survivors of C-Day. And you see one of these people with a cybernetic arm, and it's just, he's trying to eat breakfast, and the arm is just, it's not functioning. And he's literally having one of his, it looks like somebody who's either an actor comes over and holds the arm down and is like being very like, it's okay, and like holding the arm and stuff like that. And then the arm goes, and the guy goes hurtling out of the screen, and then it immediately cuts to the next. Like, it's that weird sort of,
Those horrible infomercials.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
where you're like
Yeah.
pouring milk
It's
and
like
it's everywhere.
I'm at a humaning.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when this happens?
yes,
You?
it's very RoboCop, and that you're watching this sort of like this very heartfelt commercial that ends in violence suddenly, and it just guy goes, and the guy just keeps eating, and it just goes. Cybernetics have become a problem, but at Cassium, we are developing new ways to help our citizens with biotechnology that will one day be available to all of those who can afford it.
Super strength doesn't sound like a problem to me.
Yeah, until you need to get the proprietary screw.
But you see on display, Lacey, some of the old first generation cybernetics, and some of these look positively horrible. The companies back then were trying to replace prosthetics. Prosthetics that worked perfectly fine. No enhancements needed, worked perfectly fine. But still, the integration of software and hardware into the human body and the early stages of what that did is noticeably absent from one of these booths. Instead, they're being showcased like this is an early form of like the cybernetic legs. This is an early form of like the cybernetic elbows that we're being able to use to repair joints. You notice that a lot of these are being showcased in a way that sort of celebrates them, but you know full well that they're in fact kind of nightmarish devices that people fell for. They were sold these to make it feel like they had a better life coming. You spend most of your days helping people and repairing these devices. And it's weird to see them in cases like they were achievements, when really they have been the source of a lot of pain.
They connected those ones wirelessly, and then people hacked them wirelessly.
For bad things?
Remember, like, a really, really, really long time ago when the Prime Minister of Italy was assassinated because someone hacked an artificial heart?
Oh.
So that's when they air gapped them so that wouldn't happen anymore. And then that is when they put in, like, cybersecurity patches at the same time that they upgraded the pistons. And then those are kind of okay.
You're actually watching as Lacey's pointing them out.
Yeah.
They go from like this Terminator-looking, like arm attachment, and they scale all the way up to something that looks closer, more akin to Winter Soldier, where it's just like plated, like a plated cybernetic arm just going straight down that has that gloss, and it looks quite elegant. And those are the previous designs. Today, the designs look remarkably organic for being synthetic. Today, it looks like it's a cross between bioengineering and cybernetics now. And
Those are the ones that have synth skin. They're not super complicated. They don't overheat, so you can have the synth skin on them. Those ones are better ones, but if you try to put synth skin on it, it'll melt. So they look techie, but they're better. But those ones look less techie.
You become aware of a woman approaching the two of you, and the way she is dressed in a suit, you can tell she is Cassium.
Incoming.
And she walks up and says, "Your friend, she knows..."
They know.
Oh, I beg your pardon, they know.
Yeah.
They know quite a bit about cybernetics.
Yeah, they're a genius.
I would love to be able to speak. I'm sorry, are you related?
Luma, hello. You're Cassium, right?
Cassium, yes.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Michelle. I'm a spokesperson for Cassium, and I apologize. I'm actually quite new to Los Angeles. I've not been here very long.
Yeah, I can hear it. You have an accent.
Yes, I do.
This is your booth?
It is, yes. We're showcasing a lot of the old versions of cybernetics and ways that we've upgraded them. And your friend here, I'm sorry, what was your name?
Ada Lovelace Lagrange Franklin.
Mix Franklin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Lagrange Franklin.
Lagrange Franklin.
Full thing.
Would you be interested in maybe having a conversation about cybernetics?
I didn't plan that.
Do you want this conversation?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do that? There's this really cool booth with these cloaks that tell you how much you've eaten today. I kind of want to see what it's like.
Oh, okay. I'll ping you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll ping you later. If you need anything,
Yeah, I'll ping you.
have fun.
We will.
Have fun. Okay, bye.
As Luma leaves, she leans down and says, I beg your pardon, I'm terrible with names, so please forgive me. I hope I haven't offended.
Lacey.
Miss Lacey, yes, pleasure to meet you. Yes, indeed. Where did you get your start in cybernetics, and how did you learn so much?
I studied in school. I work at a repair shop.
I see. Do you operate this repair shop on your own?
No, I'm an assistant tech.
Assistant tech, really? And what exactly is it that you do? You repair cybernetics, or you build?
My job description is to repair cybernetics.
I see. And
So I do that.
may I ask, what is it you have here? And she motions to your trunk.
This is my design portfolio. I have a cooling system. I use a resonance field. If you put it around circuitry, then the circuitry won't melt when exposed to outside forces. One of the most obvious use cases is when it's exposed to outside heat, like if you're going out into space or if you're going into a volcano. But if you're putting cybernetics in volcano, like that's not really good for the organic part, so that's probably not the use case. But there are other use cases too. It's a broad reaching. I've done computer simulations so far. I've gotten time on the Lila 42 chess computer, and we reformatted it.
Yes, of course. And she takes it and looks at it and says, it's fascinating because Cassium is designing something exactly like this year. And you discovered this on your own, without a team.
Well, yeah. I mean, you need heating solutions.
Indeed.
Things. Like everything overheats. It's a computer, so energy, electricity, heat, thermodynamic.
Do you mind if I show someone this portfolio for a moment?
Okay.
Anton, would you mind watching the booth just for a moment?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Got it.
I shall be right back. You approach. You see Lacey. If you want to give a description, of course, you are welcome to.
Lacey is a medium height wheelchair user. They do have the lights on in their wheels now, so there's a CN lighting around the interior of their wheels, which are hubless and have an engine in the bottom that connects to the frame proper. They are wearing a vest. They're kind of a lean build. They have an angled bob that's dyed oil slick, so it's purples and blues and turquoises and greens, and has French braid into their side shave, which is shaved into geometric patterns, and each block of that has one of the colors that is dyed in. They have a little trunk behind them, a few piercings, and they have a programmable ink tattoo, which today is a hummingbird in the same colors as their hair.
A little bird.
Sorry.
Shout out again to Mike in that intro, because that intro is the best.
I know, it's pretty rad.
So cool. Great.
Yeah, we gave descriptions of our characters, and then after Mike drew them, we were like,
Yep, that's it.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Holy hell, yes, that. Okay, so if you want to give a description of your character,
Tell us other things.
I was going to say, Anton actually kind of looks how you're dressed, isn't he? Doesn't
Yeah,
he?
very similar.
And
Very
with-
similar.
Like with the red shades on, or?
Yeah, we'll do we'll say maybe no glasses for now.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
no shades, no glasses
Cool.
for now, but basically similar hair, similar skin tone, clean
And just
shaven.
that corporate like badge that's kind of
Yeah.
it's not clipped on at all. It's actually a small, and you've seen this a million times, Lacey. It's like this little small device that projects that small hologram of a corporate badge that just hovers just above the lapel.
Over the
Yeah.
like offset.
Yeah, just a little offset.
little set.
Like right here, you'd say? Mm-hmm. Right here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Anton's young. He looks relaxed. He's like early 20s. He's probably like 22.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
Just as you're approaching, and the two of you are about to exchange your very first words, you all immediately see in your augmented display a visual pop up, and it says "winner." The rest of you, as you're walking around the convention center or getting ready to step into the protest line where people are shouting as the numbers have swelled to almost 500 now.
Oh, by the way, the part of my sign that's sparkly is the word bullshit.
Sparkly bullshit.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is you're using actual like cardboard with glitter and stuff on it, which no one ever sees anymore, and just holding
There's a
that
bunch
up.
of outdated construction materials around
Yeah.
my house out in former Kennethon anyway, so you can rummage. It's good rummaging.
So, as all of you are, you're stepping in, Oya, just kind of like looking around, going like, you're looking over at Cassium. You know that Cassium, particularly Pyramid Star, has been really big into environmental science, so that's probably where you're going to want to head first. But it's like everyone's looking around. Bonnie, as poor Hops is just like feeling out of place, as Luma is just starry-eyed looking at all the crazy cool stuff in here.
I had 2 breakfast sandwiches and 2 cups of coffee. I knew.
All of you, in your display, on the augment display, bling, winner, you have been invited at a special table as a special guest of Kylan Krause at tonight's discussion.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
This gives you times and everything.
Oh my god.
All 6 of you are pinged. Ding, 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 ding. And both of you freeze seeing this. And
Do we see each other getting that ping?
I would say the two of you are actually staring at each other like this and not actually seeing each other, because right now the only thing that's filling your field of vision is that ping, because that's where we actually have to go to break.
Quick note, Eric. I don't get one because I don't have.
You have a glass display, right?
Nope.
Okay. So when we come back, we will see what this ping is all about, and we will see.
They can seat me. I'll
What?
be there. They can.
Well, you're already supposed to be there.
Yeah. I don't know where my seat is anyways.
But before we go, real quick, before we jump to break, I just want to give another quick shout out. So before we go to break, we're going to thank our sponsors again, Q Workshop, because we had our first dice
I got my
roll.
box.
Had our first dice roll of Callisto 6, thanks to these guys. So again, providing the top drawer dice for the Kickstarters.
They're so good. They're so pretty. Like
They're really rad.
These are like works of art. I don't even want to roll them. I'm gonna display
Wait,
them.
I
on
wanna
the
roll them.
table.
What did everybody get? You got the same
I got
thing?
the arcade.
That's what I got.
Arcade? We both got Wizard dice set, which is beautiful orange and blue, contrasting colors.
Dragons.
Sam, you got arcade. What is that? Dragon Slayer?
Yeah, it's like orange.
Dragons together.
It's like orange and yellow. It's like fire dice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's what's crazy to me. Look, to be perfectly blunt, what's crazy about Q Workshop dice is they're all priced like normal dice.
And they're beautiful.
And
Works of
they're,
art.
with the exception of like the metal dice, but like these beautiful dice are just like the same cost as most dice. It's like really cool. So anyway,
Thank you so much.
thank you Q Workshop.
Thank you.
So we're gonna be on a break for about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you back for the second half of our very first episode of Callisto 6. Welcome back, everybody, to Callisto 6. We're back from our break. All right.
One day there will be some sort of a special tier that people at home will be able to like buy into or subscribe to or become a part of, where not only do they get to watch the show live, but they will have access to the mics like during the breaks, so they'll get to hear.
GNS 2119.
But maybe it'll only work like if like these companies send them NDAs to be like, like you're in the inner
If you
circle.
donate so many bits, we will literally let you possess the body of Hector Navarro for 15 minutes.
I think I might have to do
You can
this.
inject your consciousness into his cybernetic implant.
Have you reconsidered your alliance with the genetics company yet?
Maybe I should, yeah.
Yeah, like,
just to hear the things that everybody says right before we go live. It's so funny. So great.
yeah. All right, you guys. I think we're ready to jump back in. We're picking up where we left off, which is, of course, everyone got that invitation. Now, I almost called you Lark just now. Would have been the first one.
I miss it. You can call me whatever you want. Eric. That
Everybody
sounds
misses
wrong,
it.
but
I know. We all love it.
there is a little bird on the set right now.
It's true. It's true.
Got
There
a
is,
few
there is
Easter
indeed.
eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us what they were, everyone. Shield of Tomorrow Easter eggs.
Now I have to figure them out.
Hops, you didn't really need that update. So what we're gonna do is when you show up this evening at the grand ballroom, most of the floor has been cleared out. This is on the upper level of the convention center, where there is a grand ballroom for some of the big meetings for all the major corporations that meet that have their expos here.
Sure.
In this case, the second floor is usually reserved for yet another floor of the expo with more technology and more interactivity with the companies that are visiting. But in this case, big section of the ballroom has been closed off specifically for the event where Pyramid Star is planning on making some big announcements about their advancements, and it's invite only.
There's free food though, right?
There's a lot of free food.
That's why I'm here. Well, not really.
A lot of free food. A lot of synthetic
Wonderful.
meats are being supplied.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These are called sliders, and we grew them in the lab. And just kind of sits on the plate
Great.
for everyone to ingest.
Kosher option.
It is a kosher object, yes, indeed. So yes, the evening as it has progressed, as everyone has received their invitations, and going a milling about on the floor, and in some cases standing outside and shouting at the convention center for being essentially a giant building filled with dipshits, unaware that your future friends are inside.
Giant building filled with dipshits!
You rang.
Yes. So, while this has all been happening throughout the day, one of the things that has been noticed as the day has progressed and all of the staff, the convention staff, has been speaking and interacting and engaging, the protest outside has swelled in numbers to 4,000 people. Clogging up the front of the convention center, people shouting yes on Z, yes on Z. 2,000 other protesters have gathered on the opposite side of the street, no on Z. People have gotten loud and rambunctious, and there have been things tossed, and the robot security guards from Traeger are not standing 100 feet away anymore. They've moved straight up to the curb and are now within near reach of the people. In an obvious show of force, still only 10, which either speaks to what the machines can do, or they're not interested in actually using them. Security forces for Pyramid Star, however, have increased. There's about 40 security guards on hand. LAPD is also on the scene. 2 cars. And the officers are standing outside the cars with their arms crossed and watching, since LAPD has no official jurisdiction in the corporate circle. However, they are by law required to be here. And so they watch.
Have I spotted any security forces getting near protesters?
No, the security forces are frustratingly good at respecting the protesters. It is a very rare incident where security forces for corporate LA actually provokes the crowd. They usually are really good at going with the flow. So if things are hit, if somebody throws something at them, they simply move out of range or recover, and they back off. If things start getting rowdy, then a show of force is made. But so far, despite the enormous crowd size that is gathered here, the corporation seems to be somewhat comfortable still letting it happen, as most of the anger is now being channeled towards the yes on Z protesters and the no on Z. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much directed at the convention anymore. It seems to be directed on opposite ends. So the security is kind of lagging back. But I would say, Cass, it has become apparent that the initial unity that your side was showing and shouting at the corporations has now become somewhat divided towards the corporations and the people across the street.
Were any of my cousins on the other side?
Probably. In a crowd of 2,000 people? Probably. Yeah. However, we've reached the point where we're getting close to the speech. And so the convention floor is beginning to close down, and you know that Oya also received an invitation.
Oh, what is this? What did you sign me up for?
I didn't do anything. I don't know.
Are you two communicating over your subvocal?
Yeah.
I mean, A, how's it going? B, this is amazing. C, why did I just get an invite to dinner with the biggest douche in the universe?
I honestly don't know. Like, maybe my dad hooked something up. I don't know how he would even get in. Like, he works for the city. Like, I don't know. This doesn't make any sense, but I mean, we gotta go.
I mean, if I don't show up, is it gonna hurt your chances?
Well, I don't know.
I'll be there. How? Where even is it? What?
Do we know from the message where
Yes,
to
in
go?
fact, the invite will bring up. So what?
Here, let me check. I'm just gonna check real quick.
So you pull up your wrist, and immediately the holographic display of like the swipe screen comes up in front of you. That's visible only to you through the ocular lenses that you have currently installed in your eyes,
right, I
like
have the
contact
contact
lenses
lenses,
you
yeah.
basically put in.
Yeah.
You just kind of swipe through immediately. You see the digital displays, a readout, a map of the convention center, events, talks, speeches, panels, stuff like that. And as you swipe through, you see your winning ticket. It looks like it was a purely by random selection.
Oh, it's like my mom always says this thing. It's like Willy Wonkin or something. It's like that.
Wonkin?
Yeah, it's like
Like
you
a
get a special
fable?
ticket. Yeah. It's like an old time story.
Nice.
And it gives you a location. It goes into like a 3D display that kind of folds down and puts you in front of your like right in front of your face. You see a digital display go down into like a first person point of view and gives you this like waypoint marker telling you where to go.
Well, so she has the same invitation. Right? Well, I mean, like, do you know how to access the rest of the invitation?
I think so. My glasses are older tech, but they
Yeah, you basically slide them down over your face. It takes a second, and of course, because you don't have the brand new snazzy contact lens ocular displays,
not a VR programmer. It's fine.
You slide down the glasses, and it takes it a second to sort of boot up for a moment.
They're so cute.
And as it comes online, you see it. It's the color resolution is very different. It's not exactly like augmented reality. Instead, it's like you're looking at a screen that also displays what's in front of you
fine.
physically. And instead of seeing like the waypoint marker, you just see a map. And like a top-down map in a video game, you kind of see the arrow of where you're pointed, and it gives you a location of where to walk to get there. Also pings and gives you Oya's location.
Yeah, that's what
So you know exactly where each other is.
All right. I look around. I want to be out here. I want to throw stuff, but I gotta have your back. So.
And you gotta eat.
Oh.
Free food, come
Yes.
on, cats.
On my way.
Amy is all of us.
We're gonna
Hey,
Hey, which way's in?
Oh, okay. Just come to my location and we'll go together.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Here, I hand my sign to the next person.
All right. So everyone is making their way into the convention center at this point. As you're all making your way inside, everyone who has the implants is getting the same marker. Think of it just like an overlay. Again, like in a video game, like you're really following a digital
marker.
path. Yeah, exactly. Quest marker. So as y'all are moving through, the only person who doesn't have one of these is one of the guests of honor, Lindy, aka Hops, who right now, Hops, you're kind of moving through the convention center. You
And you
do have a phone though, right? You do
Right,
have
like I have some kind of communication.
You have a
device,
data
but I don't
pad.
have. I'm not like all teched out personally on my
Right.
on my body.
as
I'm
you're-
old school, y'all.
You're kind of glancing down at this thing, and it's giving you a general location of where you need to go. But the convention center is, of course, a labyrinth, and it takes you a minute to realize that it's on the second floor.
Cool. I can get that. I can do that.
So as you make your way towards the staircase, you of course see on the staircase, talking to a few Cassium employees as they're about to depart, is Anton. The crowds, by the way, the crowds have dispersed. Like a lot of the people who are not here for invitation only, with the explicit like invite to come see Kylan Krause speak, have all departed the building. So it's starting to feel like, again, like a convention center that's past 6 p.m. and so people have started to filter out.
Sure. You're going to that dinner, right? You're going to the thing.
Hops, yes.
Hey,
yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt or anything.
Oh, no worries. No. We were just talking shop.
Okay. Cool. So
Yes.
you're
Did
gonna be
you-
there?
Yes.
Because that would be great, and you know.
Of course. I assume I just got it because I was standing next to you when you were talking to Mr.
Oh,
Krause.
right. I mean, sure. You're obviously gonna be there, right?
Well, apparently, wait, do we know that it was randomized, Eric? Do we know that we got this thing completely random?
Yeah, it looks like it was randomized. Yours,
I don't think I got it.
you didn't get one because you're gonna be there.
Yeah.
But it looks like even people who had prepaid like corporate like tickets, like professional badges, so to speak. It looks like it was randomly selected by badge purchases or acquisitions.
Gotcha.
So, in other words, folks like yourselves who got your tickets in pairs were part of the same order number, and everyone won together. Essentially, is what's happened.
That makes sense.
So that's
You
what we
registered me for the convention?
You went over my helmet.
get. No, just in case you like wanted to come in and use the bathroom or something. I don't know.
Fight them with their own weapons. Yeah.
Use the nice bathrooms, not the porta potties outside.
Heck yeah.
Wait, Hops, you're talking about the speech, right?
Right.
I'm talking about the. Oh no! I got an invite to a thing with Mr. Krause later. You must have. At first, I thought it was because I was standing next to you when we were talking to him, but then I looked it up and well, check your mail. Just check your mail.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my tablet. Isn't it the same thing, the dinner and the speech?
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
doing
like
the speech at the dinner.
it's the exact same thing.
Okay,
What you do notice on that is it does say special guests, and at the bottom it says 20 lucky selectees will be picked from the crowd to attend. It looked like it was one of those ticket buy incentives to get
Right.
people to purchase tickets.
Sure.
Interestingly enough, however, corporate people were not left out. So if people who automatically were given a free badge were not left out like they should have been. It says valid to all who have a ticket.
What table are you at?
Oh, let me check. I pull it up. What table am I at, Eric? Do we know?
I'm gonna say 42C.
42C.
42 is a good number.
That's a
very
great
good
number.
C is a great letter.
Oh, I get it.
42C.
I think that's where I am, right? I would know what table
Yes.
I'm at. Okay, good. We're at the same table. Okay.
And it's relatively close to the stage. You guys are only a few tables back.
Okay, good.
Look at that.
I just, I think I should say a joke. I should say a joke, right?
Yeah,
People say jokes.
People love humor.
All right, I'm gonna say a dad joke. Not like an actual dad joke, but like a joke my dad would say. You know?
Right.
All
Okay,
right.
hit me with it. Go.
Oh, I can't, I gotta think of which one to say. He was
okay.
always doing all of them. I think the one with the clouds. Do you remember the cloud joke?
Yeah.
I'll have to remember how it goes, but I think I can remember.
He was such a cheese ball.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna be fine. I know
Okay.
exactly what I'm gonna say. I
If you
think.
need anybody to bounce ideas off of, I'm here.
I'm just gonna say thank
Okay.
you and here's a joke and thank you.
That's great.
All right.
Maybe if I could give you a little bit of advice, because
All right.
again, I did just get a degree in this, and I mean, I'm only entry level, but I'm doing the same thing. Public relations is just really the art of communication. I think it would be great if you tried to dig maybe a little bit deep and pull something up, something about your
Okay.
dad, something personal but not too personal, something light but personal, something.
All right.
something-
And then nail the joke.
do
Right?
the joke first and then end with that, because it's a bit more emotional and it's a bit more reflective
Okay.
and with the event and everything.
Okay.
I just feel like that might be good for you.
Okay. Hello, thank you. Personal thing.
No, joke.
Joke. Oh, sorry, joke.
Joke.
Personal thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Then dessert. All right, I got this. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Is it time? I don't even know what time it is. A tablet. Okay. We'll do
Okay.
this. Thank
got-
you.
I'll be at 42C.
It's really good to see you.
It's great to see you too.
You're really tall. It's weird.
I'm not that tall.
I was way taller than you.
Yeah, that's true.
For the most part, the people in this ballroom look exactly alike. It looks like the city's elite has come to listen to Kylan Krause sing his own praises. There are exceptions. You do see people who were winning ticket holders looking very similar to, again, stressing poverty line, but of course, in Los Angeles, poverty line is actually quite well to do. People actually living quite comfortably in a city that has the greatest prosperity on the planet right now. So these people who you know to be quite well dressed as people who live outside the corporate circle, some of them might even be from Baldwin Island, compared to like these Hunger Games level, like elite status corporate bastards that are walking around this place, it's quite a contrast. So you see people who look much more extravagant than what, for example, what Anton is wearing as a jacket is blown up way beyond and into the realm of the impractical for purposes of fashion.
I wasn't going to say it, but.
I've got rainbow hair and I'm like, these guys look ridiculous.
What's also disturbing at this level, you can see that some of these people are in fact part of that horribly idiotic crowd that decided to install cybernetics as a way of showcasing wealth or as a way of trying to enhance themselves.
Wow.
Unfortunately, a lot of these people who followed this trend, a lot of them, especially those who didn't work in the corporate area, began to realize the foolishness of their actions. But in the corporate area, in fact, they were able to get a hold of some of the top grade materials. So you're seeing a lot of cybernetic wear that is quite advanced and well taken care of, even though it will have to be because some of it's older modeled stuff. But it's a little off-putting to see. It's just another display of the decadence, and we have money, so why not? It's that kind of mentality that you get walking through this room with all of these people.
Are they sort of like harmful or badly thought out cybernetics, or is it just?
Some of them are garish. It's very clear that a lot of these cybernetics were built to help people, but instead looks like in the perversity of fashion have actually been molded into something quite darker, and not utilitarian.
So people just get them for, like,
Yes.
for fun.
Yeah. In which case, in some cases, do what you want, but in rich corporate, in the corporate inner circle, it's sort of an odd display. As people have come to know, as the cybernetic replacements and enhancements really were meant to help people, but instead turning them into a fashion sense is really just inviting pain into your life, because cybernetics in this world are not perfected at all. They are, in fact, quite harmful in many cases. But if you're rich, you can manage it. And they are on full display. I would not put it anywhere near the same level. I would not say this is certainly not a commentary on full body modification. This is something completely different. A whole new level of show for people with money.
I nudge Cass and I'm like, look at that.
There are people that could actually be helping.
It's messed up.
The one thing you guys do notice, though, that stands out maybe even more than these people, is the strangers also approaching the table that you're approaching, who are actually dressed quite like you, with the exception of one. If you can imagine an overhead shot of the six of you converging on this table for the very first time, as all of you are arriving at the same moment, the dim lights of this grand ballroom are still illuminated just enough with the LEDs. Plus, there's enough lights and ambient light from the robots that are serving people to actually cast enough that you can see each other quite well as you're approaching the table, all at the same time. And as you all approach this round table that has names on it, all of your names on it, seating arrangements, dietary restrictions which have been printed underneath your name, and a menu, a digital menu that's laid out.
Boy, these don't look like assholes.
Yeah, they look like normal, like us.
Hello. We're gonna be sitting together and eating together. Might as well introduce ourselves. Hi, Luma.
Oh yeah.
Love your coat.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. You all got great coats.
Cassie
pleasure.
check.
Luma.
I
Hi.
like your vest. That's really great. Where did you get
Thank
that?
you. Oh, there's this great shop down in Raft City. I'll take you there.
Oh, I've been there.
Really?
I go there all the time.
Oh yeah, that's where we're from. This is Lacey. Lacey.
Hi, I'm Lacey.
Lacey, Cass.
Oh yeah.
Hi. Hey.
What's your name?
Namaste, I'm Anton.
Anton.
Anton has got that holographic badge of Cassium ink on his...
You're at our table?
Oh my goodness, we almost met just a little while ago. I'm sorry, I got pulled away because of this. I saw you early. Did you get a chance to talk to Michelle? Did you have that conversation?
Oh, the cat.
Yeah. They took my portfolio.
Who did?
Michelle.
Michelle, that's
From
right.
Cassian.
Is this someone I have to be nice to?
Yeah.
Like to show it to people?
I don't know. We'll see.
That's what they said they're doing. Yeah. I haven't gotten it back yet, but like I have all of the designs backed up, so I guess that's okay.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah.
You're gonna
Got
be
everything backed up.
You're gonna
Got
be
everything
in really good hands. It was I'm sorry, your name again was?
Lacey.
Lacey, that's right. I'm Anton.
You have Lacey stuff?
Anton.
I don't, but Michelle does. And Michelle's great. She's lovely. She's not from Los Angeles. She's got an accent.
Yeah.
I saw you
Yeah.
notice
did
that.
mention that.
Yeah.
Cass.
I'm eating this whole time. Like I'm assuming there's bread.
So
Food here already?
hold up. So
Wait.
as you're eating, does that mean you don't hear?
Oh, I hear all of this.
No, no,
but-
no.
Oh,
Amy literally just reached out to you and said, "Cass."
Oh, I don't hear that.
Okay, cool. So you just keep eating. So
I like her.
This is
oh,
Linda.
sorry, Linda Hoppa. You can call me Hops or whatever. Hi.
Hi.
Luma.
Oh yeah.
Where'd you get the food?
Oh, just there was a little basket in the corner on the table. Like just a little.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, sorry. I get when I get nervous. I tend to
sourdough.
eat.
Oh.
Here, I already took a bite. Is that
Oh
weird?
no, that's fine. Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I hope I'm not overstepping
breakfast.
my boundaries or anything,
Snacks, dude.
Lindy. But if I could let everybody know,
Hey, what's up?
Hops's dad was a brilliant scientist, and they're actually going to honor him tonight at this
Wait,
event.
no
so
way.
Yeah,
she was
it's kinda
invited.
cool,
She's
I
here
guess.
to accept this honor on his behalf.
Is this your best friend?
Passed away. No, we
We were friends when we were kids.
Yeah,
Actually, our
yeah.
parents were all friends
Yeah.
too. Like they were kind of
Yeah.
all like relocated.
cool.
So yeah, it
Yeah.
was kind of neat.
So, what about you guys? You guys
been
are
a while.
friends?
Oh yeah, next door neighbor since forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just visiting. I'm not the brilliant one. I'm just
Oh,
here. for
welcome.
fun.
Yeah.
She's my agent.
I'm here for the free food. And yeah, same representation.
I'm here.
And that, that leaves.
Lazy, you gotta meet Oya.
Yeah.
Geniuses, do your thing.
What are you working?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a front-end designer for VR experiences.
You do front end? I don't do front end. I do everything but front end.
Really?
Hardware, firmware, software. I'm mostly focused on rocketry.
Wow. I mean,
Rocketry?
you
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff.
I like machines.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
I'm always looking for collaborators if you want to work on something. But it sounds like
Yeah,
you're about to
everything
get
I build
recruited.
is really ugly. So
yeah, this is
if there's someone who can make things not ugly, that would be great. Here's my card.
Yeah, here's mine.
Thank you.
you watch as these two holographic cards literally just slide off of the wrists and go in exchange.
Her palm trees are out of
There's a
this
difference between ugly and aesthetically pleasing.
You
Yeah,
see,
mine's neither.
Oh yeah, you see as that card slides off the wrist and slides into yours, you immediately see the data display on the ocular inputs just come up in your screen.
I think her art's way too good for these corporate assholes. No offense intended.
None taken. I'm not an asshole, so that's cool.
Well, it,
Yeah, here. Here's a little sample.
Oh, great. And I
Do you have a
turn on.
wristband?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
wait, you showing samples of like the VR stuff?
Yeah, it's like a little. It's kind of like a comp card.
Okay.
So it'll have like little. It's like a 5x7 hologram. It's like literally like a comp card. But each square is like a little VR experience that you can see moving. You can.
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
You can make it bigger and kind of be in it briefly.
That's awesome.
Okay. You see me kind of do that, and then a little holographic sort of skull mask that just covers right here sort of lights up, and you can tell she's just like flipping through your portfolio.
It looks quite creepy at this level.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm even a little creeped out. It's
My
weird.
favorite is the
She must be an artist.
It's like it's kind of like a beach at nighttime. Well, you've seen it, but it's like these beautiful sparkling. They used to call them. I always forget the scientific name. I'm not a scientist, but I always forget what it's called. But it's like these little microscopic animals that would light up when there's friction. They're very rare now in the world. But there used to be these beautiful bays, and so I made this design, and I kind of popped the colors and the contrast, so it's bright purples and yellows and blues, but it's like the nighttime sky in the ocean.
Is it available for download in VR?
No.
Like
I
that?
mean, this is just my portfolio, so it's not anywhere
My
yet.
mother's a big fan of VR. So
Oh
it
yeah?
sounds- that
Here, I'll
sounds
send you
great.
my sample.
I know.
You don't have a...
I have a tablet with that.
Oh,
Could you like
You
send
see your
it-
whole like it's unusual to see somebody without the at least the glasses. But you watch her as she holds up a tablet, which really it's like watching somebody hold up an iPhone 3.
Let's
It's kinda-
grow.
Whoa.
Do you have the like digital adapter for this, or...
You know what? I
put it in my
can
bag.
get you my info and or my mom's direct VR link or something,
No,
and
you
maybe
know,
we can
this-
download
sure,
it through there.
this
my
happens-
mom's very high tech.
yeah.
I'm just not really.
The bioluminescence stuff.
Oh no, I just did about 30 seconds.
A robot
Oh,
approaches.
Jinx.
Just it says, "Good evening. I will be taking your order." And it stands.
One of everything.
Understood. One of everything.
Oh snap!
What'd she
I'll get
say?
that too.
One of
Wait, we can do that? Can I get it to go box too?
Right.
Yes, of course.
I'll have one of everything too.
I'd like a little cup of coffee too.
One of everything and a cup of coffee.
Yeah, with a little bit of
Champagne.
sugar.
Champagne.
Table. Huh?
Can I get
Coffee
the
and champagne.
Yes, of course.
I'll take I'll take a whiskey.
And whiskey.
Unfortunately, we do not have any hard alcohols. Could I offer you a margarita?
Sure.
Mixed drinks are acceptable.
Okay. Whiskey ginger for me.
Whiskey ginger.
Counts, right?
Can I get an avocado salad with just a bottle of fizz?
Of course. And it is a pleasure to see someone from Cassium.
Likewise, man. Thanks.
And champagne for this one.
Of course. Order received. Thank you. I shall return shortly. And it turns, walks off.
I didn't even.
Avocado salad is delicious, but you gotta live it up.
Standard
I'm
labor
on someone
model,
else's
Lacey.
dime.
As
You
you're,
can
you're
kiss
kind of
him,
watching
right?
it go. Very elegant design, but pretty standard, really.
Yeah.
People begin.
Did you get anything?
Oh, yeah, I got the vegan option.
So, as y'all continue to converse, a few minutes later, food is brought to everyone's tables, and
We might have
food is brought to you guys.
over
table.
ordered.
Well,
Thankfully, there was only 3 items on the menu, so
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
gets 3 items.
I have my backpack. I've taken it from my chair and I'm digging in it and I bring out little sandwich baggies of the things I know Lacey actually likes to eat for dinner.
Okay.
Right.
Oh
I was
my.
about to start picking around the
Lacey.
food, but like this
And-
is much
and-
better.
And
I'm like,
last thing, she sets the cookies in front of you, hoping it will make you laugh.
Lacey, I need you to make a perception check.
all right.
Oh snap!
He's holding
So you're going
something
to
in his
use-
hand.
Holding something.
So I need this is
What does
going-
that mean?
This is an intellect roll. So you'll be using your intellect pool, and the difficulty for this is 3. So you'll need a 9 or higher on a
Okay.
d20.
I will spend a level of effort to bring that down to difficulty 2.
And you have an edge of 1 in intellect, is that right? Okay, cool.
So
So
it will
2
cost me
points
2
out of.
points.
All right, cool. So it brings down to 2. You need a 6 or better.
It is a theme today that when we roll, the number is 3.
Man, we are not the Mighty 9. We are, in fact, the 3.
This would look great in Star Trek
Hey.
Adventures. I just want to say we'd be critting all
Yeah,
over.
no,
the
we'd be
place.
doing great.
Focus.
You're
Be
awesome.
so focused.
Damn.
It's all right.
Together.
So before
Anyone
we
else?
continue, I'm going to go ahead and do this right now because I feel like I've seen some great role play out of you guys. So I'm going to award everyone 1 experience point.
Ooh.
So dig into your deck there, pull out those cards.
thank
Everyone's
you.
going to get 1 XP.
Cool.
Thank you.
No problemo. Now remember, you can hang on to those XP or you can spend them in game for benefits, which are usually pretty handy. And here's the thing: XP can be spent for reroll, dice reroll, and they could, just as a quick reminder, that can be anybody's reroll. So if you watch Sam fail a roll, Bonnie, you can spend your XP to give Sam a reroll.
Can we do that now? Did that one count or no? Did we miss our chance?
I'm gonna be a nice GM and tell you probably don't want to waste it on this one.
Okay.
It's not gonna be a. I'm just gonna come out of the gate.
Okay.
Good, because I love failure.
Oh, no wonder you like me.
I was just trying to support my friend, but okay, that's fine.
No, please don't. This is not a game about teamwork. Okay, Hector, jeez.
We're in it to win it. superheroes.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
I
What
need
did
to read
say
the premise of.
Yeah, are we about to fight? What's happening?
for the last piece of bread?
Actually, since I'm doing this, Gino, I want you to make the same roll. It's a perception check. Yeah, intellect. Intellect difficulty is going to also be 3. Let's see what you get.
That's an 8.
An 8, so you're going to miss it by 1.
You needed a 9.
We suck. We're not very perceptive.
Nope.
No?
If you want to.
Nah, it's a
No, if you want. Here's the thing: XP is not going to be a limited resource in this game. So if you want to, you absolutely. It's player agency. You totally
we've
can.
missed 3 rolls in
know.
a row.
I know.
You get
You
one.
feel that hunger as a
Make
player.
one.
You're like, I gotta know what that was about.
I'm gonna
It's up to
spend.
you.
I'm gonna spend it.
All right, cool.
All right,
Gina,
Gina,
you're
you
my
roll.
guy.
Me again? Okay.
Hector's
spend
spinning the
effort
XP. First XP expenditure of
Oh,
the
I don't
game,
know.
you guys.
Woo!
And it was to give Gina a reroll. We are a team.
We'll try
Go,
again.
go.
All right.
Oh my
Worse,
lord!
worse.
Oh no!
Is it a 1?
It's a
No,
4.
it's a 4.
Yeah, it's
Still worse.
Well, yeah. I mean, should we all just go down the line and give her an?
Did y'all remember in Critical Roles?
you not?
The beginning of Critical Role's second campaign, the first roll of the game was a natural 20, but not us. No, sir.
Hey, I haven't rolled yet.
That's John.
We also have
Money
rolls.
going down.
We're
No,
not
I'm just
critical role,
saying,
Eric.
like we could.
we
We could redeem
You know what? You're
ourselves.
right.
We
I'm
could
outta
redeem
here.
We're all
ourselves.
destined to fail on first 5 rolls.
We're just working it out.
These are our practice rolls, Eric.
How many times
We
can
don't have
do the
powers. We don't roll well yet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
yes.
I love my group. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
all I'm
We're
saying.
just not critical role, and we see how it is.
We're focused on the food
I mean, you take
right
what
now,
you
Eric.
get, you know? I mean,
Oh,
off the rails the game.
Is
Yeah,
there an
it's
in-game
true.
limit to how many times we can reroll using XP?
No, you can keep burning XP to do it. I think I'll have to double check, but I think you can only spend one. Like, if you wanted to spend an XP, it's up to you. But I believe per roll, it's only 1 XP. Is that
An asset.
so? Yeah. But I'll allow it.
Asset on perception.
Amy, if you want to spend, if you also want to spend an XP to allow Sam to do a reroll, I'll allow it.
I'm going to spend an XP to allow Sam to remember that they have
asset.
an asset.
Is that my context granted asset on perception check?
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
about
let's
that.
do it again.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you have them too.
Yeah.
Oh no, Gina, do you have the
Wait.
contacts?
Wait.
Oh, you have
Wait.
those.
So,
I
so
have it.
hold on. Let's get control here. So backing it up then, what was your original roll?
My original
3.
roll was a 3.
Oh, so you would have succeeded.
No, because I had spent a level of effort to bring it down on that.
But then you would have gotten
They
an
only
asset
needed a
reducing it
6.
by 1, which would have been
It
3.
would
Wouldn't
have
it?
been, yes.
Then you would have succeeded the roll. Get your XP back, and we'll just retcon this whole thing.
Wow. Then that means Hector does too, right? Because then Gina would.
No.
Oh.
Hey, it's a new
Beneficent
system.
over here.
It's a new system, and I want us to work out the kinks.
You can have
And I
my
also just spent the
XP.
last 2
No,
minutes
no.
insulting everybody, so I figure we're
Wait, yeah, Hector gets his XP back too, right?
No.
Because we wouldn't have even had you.
No,
I
no,
spent
everybody
it
get
for
their
Gina.
XP back. You didn't. Yeah.
Just
Hey,
accept it back.
hey, nobody's gonna forget your
You
sacrifice.
sacrificed one for the team.
All right,
You know, you show a
Gina
lot
remembers,
of
even if Luma
leadership
forgets.
skills.
Gina will remember that.
Just saying.
You think you hear in your trunk. Just as the mic kicks up, and you hear somebody come out on the stage, a young woman steps out on the stage and takes the mic and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, and those, everyone in attendance, ladies and gentlemen and non-binaries, I welcome you to the 7th annual convention for corporate Los Angeles. Thank you so much for coming, and we have a very special guest speaker tonight. It's a great honor, as we all know. Krause is here with us this evening, and immediately the applause.
Whoa!
Immediately, just everywhere. And then she says, as you all know, Krause is a man who inherited his company from his father, but with the same ambition and drive to bring Pyramid Star Solutions into the next level of innovation and discovery. And the innovations that we've made on the moon base are just one of the many things that Pyramid Star has managed to accomplish in just this past decade. But I'll let the man himself speak. Ladies and gentlemen and non-binaries, I would like to introduce you all to Krause. And she steps aside, and there's a standing ovation from almost everybody.
I take this opportunity to duck down, and I'm going to start using the unseal it. Like,
Okay.
take everything out and start unsealing my false bottom.
Okay,
start
cool.
looking at the device.
And I'm just.
Yep.
Covering for them.
Yep.
I am
Leaning back over.
chugging my margarita. 'Cause
Okay.
I know that.
Yeah,
I know
like-
what's about to happen.
I'm like, do I stand up? Like, I want a job.
You're like-
I'm going to stay just short of embarrassing you, but.
All right, so
didn't come.
as everyone's finally starting to sit down, so Colin Krause is taken to the stage. I'm gonna say, as all of this is happening, the standing ovation goes on for a good 15 to 20 seconds. And as this is happening, Lacey, it's just enough time to fry off the sealant. You pop it open, and the device looks just like it did when you discovered it at the bottom of Santa Atlantis, also known the rubble that lies beneath the ocean that was once Santa Monica. That dive that you and Luma went on when you recovered this thing sitting at the bottom. You notice that it has a blink in the center of the oculus. It is still sort of, again, the way I've described it to Lacey, is that it has an eerie resemblance to the face of the way I've described it is think of Hal from Space Odyssey?
Not cool.
Has an
doesn't
eerie,
understand that reference.
has an
Not
eerie
cool.
resemblance. It looks like a single solid, it's like a solid cylinder of like this glossy red metal. And in the very center is a very much smaller than HAL, for example, but a small oculus at the very center that has been deactivated. It looks like it's something that actually plugs into or slides into, but it's some kind of CP unit of some kind. And Lacey, as you look down into it, as everyone's applauding, you just kind of look in and you see at the very center of the oculus a blinking green light.
It's back on again.
What do you mean back on? Back on how?
I don't know. I thought we
Back
were
on like
shut
on?
down.
Like bad on?
I don't know whether it's good or bad.
Is it looking at you?
Yes.
That's bad. Make it stop looking at you.
Everyone starts to quiet down as the crowd
Shoot. Okay, wait.
settles.
We go set vocal and
Okay,
Do any of us notice with their?
Yeah.
perception check. And if you
Yeah.
want to try to hide it, I would say now y'all are going to basically do a roll off here.
I'm rolling off.
So
Roll off.
I'm too focused.
I don't notice it.
don't put
I'm
persistence.
I am
drinking
focusing
and
on
focusing
keeping
on
you
words
safe
in my head.
from this.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going to roll for it.
Yeah.
what's that? So you're not going to roll for it?
I would not have noticed that. Right now I know
Neither
I'm
am I.
about to have to do a speech,
Yep.
so I'm like
You're a little freaking out.
I am chugging my margarita. I am like doing the thing.
All right, give me 1 second.
And I'm excited about Kylan Krause. I don't know.
You're excited
He's
about Thomas.
fangirling
New
over
buddy.
here.
Newkirk.
What is that?
Newkirk.
New Kirk?
Hashtag Newkirk.
Nah, he wishes.
New Scotty.
Yeah, I gotta say, just as a quick aside, it is a little surreal to hear the words "I'm not a scientist" come out of your mouth. Elisa. I was like, whoa,
That was an Easter egg.
There was the news.
that was an Easter egg.
Do Easter eggs explode?
Yes. Yes.
Can I protest an Easter egg?
I don't know. I'm not an
Lacey
expert
gets
on
their
Easter.
hands on them.
I have barely exploded anything. Okay.
It's true. You've actually done quite well.
when we were
Those
11,
were
and
my
now
favorite
everything's
pair of
explosion.
shoes.
I know, but
Favorite. They lit up.
you have
When
new
I
shoes that
walk.
let her.
Yeah, but not like when you step. It's so neat.
If
those
you
are
ever
pretty
want me
cool.
to just put the sensor in, I'll put the sensor
See,
in the
even
new
Anton
ones.
agrees.
Those are dope. Dope kicks.
Damn it, Cass, I'm an artist, not a scientist.
I'm just not a scientist.
Swam along the side.
I'm pretty sure. Susie, you
so
just
why
don't let
don't-
her.
I mean, it's okay.
No, for the for the sake of ease, we're just going to set this as there is a rule for player versus player and roll-offs in this game. But I'm gonna just so as we ease everybody into the rules, I'm just going to set the difficulty here. Go ahead and say, because you were hiding, Luma's kind of leaning over. I'm going to set the difficulty here with all the noise in the room. I'm going to set it at 3.
Okay.
So you're going to need a 9 or better.
All right.
On a d20, and it's an intellect roll.
And
You don't have to.
I'm not rolling.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm rolling this one too, just because.
And we'll get into
by Kylan.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm kind of like, what do I do?
Hey.
Oh, do we have this?
13.
Okay. Yeah.
First
Who,
success.
by the way, whoever wants to roll is welcome to. No.
I'm distracted.
That's
I'll
fair.
roll to see
Yeah.
whether I know
That's
what
fair.
I'm doing.
So
On the other side of the table.
I also have the stealth.
Yeah, that's why
I'm
it's not.
stealthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, Cass, you're sitting up there just looking at this son of a bitch as he's like taking and drinking in all the attention, and you just kind of like lean over as you're watching this commotion. You don't know what they're talking about, but Luma seems to be quite like, what do you mean? Like, and Lacey looks like either Lacey is trying to calm Luma or Lacey is just calm, but Lacey is just like rattling off some information, and Luma just looks like it's clearly there's something taking place over there.
Go back into the BIOS. It'll be fine. I'll scrub the BIOS.
Yeah.
Everything okay? At once.
Oh, yeah. Just they get nervous in crowds.
That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot of people. This guy seems like a real.
too. A lot of tables.
Excuse me? What?
Not you, him. That guy.
Oh, yeah. He's
Real dickwad.
real great guy.
Alan Krause
yeah.
begins his speech. He begins, as y'all are speaking to each other, he begins to talk about, of course, he begins to talk about his father and how his father started Pyramid Star and starts talking about all the space innovation in the Pyramid Star, goes into a very self-congratulatory history lesson about Pyramid Star's acquisition of NASA when the government cut funding and NASA was about to lay off most of its workforce. And the tremendous victory it was to take the National Aeronautics Space Administration and privatize it, which was highly controversial at the time, but today we have a moon base. Like, he begins to continue to sing the praises of the conquests of Pyramid Star Solutions, and how they have dominated space exploration and what their plans are for the future. And of course, there are these grand plans, and you get to see like some of the schematics, these early schematics. And as he's talking about the space station, Kylan says, "But you don't have to take my word for it. Please, ladies and gentlemen, astronaut Kenzie." And he motions up to the screen, and you see people on the moon base just comes up on the screen, and all 47 astronauts in just waving, standing in perfect gravity, waving at everybody from the space station to the moon. Everyone is applauding. The woman that's in the lead, astronaut Kinsey, looks like she's probably in her late 40s. Taiwanese. She is dressed in the Pyramid Star Solutions like jumpsuit. Does have a NASA logo, like, but everyone knows that's for show at this point. It's again an optics thing, but like all the patches of the community and stuff like that, and her rank as a commander of the space station, and she's just like, "Hello, everybody," and everyone is just applauding, and she's like, "It's just such a privilege to be the first commander on the moon station here, beaming to you live from the Sea of Tranquility. We're picking up some incredible footage right now. I wish I could share what an Earthrise really looks like when you're standing on the surface of the moon. Of course, Pyramid Star made this all possible. And I just want to extend my thanks on behalf of me and all my colleagues for bringing our dreams to the stars. Thank you, Kylan Krause." And all the astronauts applaud Kylan Krause. Everyone's just, again, standing ovation. And Kylan is just kind of nodding to himself and thanking. And says, "We'll see you guys back Earthside. Bye-bye." And the transmission cuts off. And Kylan says, "One more time, please, everyone, a round of applause for Commander Kenzie." And everyone, again, standing ovation. Again.
It's a sea of butts.
Yes, everywhere you go. And then Kylan moves on and says, "But tonight is also a night where we not just celebrate who we are today, but who made it possible to become who we are today. There is one member of our team that is no longer with us that made some of our innovations into rocket science, propulsion, and particularly applications of plasmatic energies possible to create the power that we needed to build this moon base. The undertaking was more expensive than anything that's ever been done from humankind in the history of this world. And it would not have been possible without the brilliant mind of Timothy Lawrence Hopper. And tonight, my dear friends, Timothy Lawrence Hopper, his daughter has come here to say a few words, and please, I'd like you to give her a warm welcome to the stage. Lindy, if you'd like to take the stage.
I was right in the middle of being like, I wonder what kind of stupid cog in that when you elbowed me and pointed.
And everyone applauds as you stand up. Lindy, as you start making your way over to the stage, you're just staring at the microphone as Kylan Krause is reaching down and the stairs leading up. One of the robots steps aside and offers you a hand to help you up the stairs.
I got it.
You just move past and the robot obediently just goes back to its position. You all probably notice some of the looks that Lindy is getting. Because Lindy looks like Lindy. And while that's totally normal, acceptable, and actually kind of cool to you guys, this crowd, there's an unmistakable look of pity in the eyes of these corporate elite as they watch Lindy take the stage. It's unmistakable. Everyone is looking, everyone's kind of like, oh.
I start cheering harder.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Loud at table 42C. So, Lindy, as soon as you get up to the stage and Kylan takes your hand and shakes it, the crowd begins to die down a little bit, and all of a sudden you hear, woo! Just off in the corner, yeah! Sort of that like awkward echoing of like one table that's shouting after the applause has ended. Yeah. And you take the mic, and your new friends are just off at the table just shouting out for you.
Okay. no one told me I was gonna have to follow the moon.
There's a general like murmur of laughter. And behind her, you all see an image. She doesn't seem to be aware of it, but an image of her father come up on screen.
Oh. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. First of all, hello. I'm not really good at the talking words or writing words, just words, I guess. So thank you. That's when I'm gonna look for Anton on the ground, just to like have a familiar face. Joe. Right. My father was very, very special to me, and he was very, very smart. But most of all, he could always make me laugh. And I guess I'm just really glad that his research is finally getting acknowledged. Although I'm gonna admit it should have been sooner. But I should do a joke. Okay. There was a dad joke that my dad always said, but it's not like a dad joke. It's a joke of my dad's. Okay. Two clouds walk into a bar. No, they don't. They meet in the bar because they can't actually walk.
Lindy, as you're making your way through this joke, you're looking up and you're starting to see a little bit of a commotion in the back of the room.
Okay.
You see dark shapes moving, and as you're getting a little distracted as you're talking, but you can see a crowd starting to form and then spreading out,
Okay.
and some of you guys can hear murmuring in the back. Like there's a small disruption taking place. And you see Kylan, he notices what you're looking, and he also looks out in the crowd, and you actually see a little bit of confusion on his face.
One cloud orders the condensation. No, that was the punchline, but I kind of messed it up. So
Sorry.
Crap.
The woman
Oh.
comes forward and says, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. But it appears the protests outside have turned violent, and the protesters have actually begun to storm the convention center. So we're going to have to ask everyone to stand up and please exit. Your prospective bots will show you to your particular exit. We're going to leave in an orderly fashion. We're going to move out as quickly as possible. Corporate security is going to be moving us out of this room. You see Kylan looking like, no, we can't contact. I'm sorry, sir. It's a security issue. And it's like, thank you so much for your talk. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. We're going to be evacuating the room right now.
They won't see me.
So
I'm gonna
please
get
follow your vault.
No,
Please follow your
we will
bots
not let that
to the designated exits. Thank you. And immediately a bot approaches all of you and says, hello, I'm sorry for this inconvenience, but if you could please follow me, I will take you to the precise location that you need to go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab the mic really fast. Thank you very much. And then walk
Okay,
off.
you step back. Kylan's immediately being pulled away by security.
I want to look around. Is there people storming this room?
No. It looks like
Okay.
security is in here, and they're just saying, hey, we need you
That's
to go.
what the commotion was?
Yeah.
Got it, thank you.
Security is on top of it. They're like, we need you to go, we need you to go.
I'm assuming I
And
get
the
back
bot
to the
says,
table.
I will be leading you to a safe place where you can go from there to your own perspective
All
location.
right, maybe a little sooner. Let's go.
Follow me.
I'm gonna just pull Anton. I totally effed up the joke. I didn't even do the.
She comes running up and is like talking about the bot says, a member of the party. Please continue and follow after me.
Hey, that was
Fine.
beautiful.
What? Oh, fine.
That was
Thank
really
you.
sweet.
Thank you.
The bot is starting to escort y'all out of this room.
Okay.
Very quickly. You see, bots are escorting everybody out.
We're taking the food.
Okay, you grab some food.
That's smart.
All right, the six of you all are escorted out.
Grab my
You kind of
margarita.
close the trunk, and no other kind of behavior problems coming out of the trunk. And as you continue moving, the bot leads you out to the back, and you sort of enter what looks like a maintenance hallway, like you're behind the scenes of a con. And the bot begins to lead you to what looks like the fire exit. And an elevator just opens up, and the bot moves inside and says, please, we're almost at our destination. From there, you may go to whatever prospective location you choose.
Are we sure it's safe out that door?
Out this door, it is safe. The front of the convention center is currently quarantined from violence.
And you're sure that none of the protesters have come around the back?
Correct. I have an immediate data feed that is connecting me to what is taking place in front of the convention right now. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, actually.
Yes, all for us.
Zoom. It comes up on screen. Yeah, it looks like a huge fight. You can't tell who is who, but Los Angeles has never seen violence on this level because thousands of people are throwing bottles, are attacking, people are jumping at each other. You see there's a burning car
Cool.
And you see robots discharging taser after taser after taser into the crowd. Crowds are starting to scatter, and you see people climbing up onto the robots. The robots are ignoring them, and the people are smashing, and they just continue to fire tasers into the ground. And you see security, corporate security, all loading up. Looks like they've pulled all the plasma cartridges. In this full resolution that's being presented to you, you can see off on the side, corporate security pulling plasma cartridges out of their rifles and putting in stun settings. And
Does this track with the, like, does it seem, did people, like, I was in this crowd earlier. Were people, where are they getting these bottles? Does it look like a new crowd is here, or?
it's hard to tell because they've clashed. You're looking at two armies who have already clashed together. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's really difficult to tell. But yes, Cass, it's unusual because you didn't see any bottles when you were in your crowd. All you know for sure is this Measure Z stuff that's coming up in November has sent the city to a boiling point that it's never been at before, and this is the first time any kind of widespread violence has taken place here in LA.
More
In a long
important,
time.
It's a long time. It's shocking.
do we see any sparkly bullshit? Is what.
Sparkly bullshit.
A sign.
Oh.
No, you just see pure pandemonium. It's thousands of people clashing. It is literally like the Battle of Agincourt. Just
I'm looking at the screen, and I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at the screen, and I'm looking at you.
minus the archers. Well, the archers are the bottle throwers.
That is kind of the problem.
Yeah, there's plenty of art. It's true. Yeah.
I'm just obviously torn because this is what I came here to do, but I want to make sure you get out of here, okay?
Are you gonna, wait, you're thinking about going out there?
I mean, this is what I came here for.
This?
Well, no one else wanted to fight, but
Just
look what they're doing to them.
as this is
you wanna be
continuing,
one of
just to clarify, you guys are in the elevator now, right?
Yes.
Closes. Okay, so the elevator, the
Look,
box taking you down.
I don't know you, but protest is fine, but that was violent.
Yeah, that's not a protest anymore.
gotta
That's just
stop
a
it.
Battle.
If anybody's equipped to stop it, it was those robots with that stun setting.
You think they're just gonna stick to stun?
I hope so, yeah.
But, like, what could you do if you can't stop the robots?
And ding, and the doors opens, and the robot says, "We are just feet away from your exit point. Thank you for coming. Your cooperation is
you.
deeply appreciated, and we wish nothing for your safety." The robot begins to walk towards the doors, and you see what looks like a fire exit that will take you outside the convention center.
Thank you.
This
You're
is
welcome.
nuts.
Opens the door shh, and you see a well-lit alleyway, quite clean, very large, just waiting for you outside the door. It's Los Angeles night.
It's already nighttime.
Or Luma's already like getting ready to push the door, and
You can
predict that
hear
Lacey didn't just say what they said. And okay, is everyone ready?
Wait, did you just say that you
can
can
stop
stop the
them?
robots?
Yeah.
Technically, yes, but that's not what we're gonna do, right? That would be really, really bad attention, right?
Are you guys hackers?
No, they're a genius.
they said loudly.
Don't they?
Wait.
If it helps, look at. You saw the people.
The doors to the convention center close behind you guys, by the way. Just
Lacey, if something bad happens, your dads are gonna kill me.
everyone make a perception check.
I'm so
What
excited.
difficulty?
Oh, wait.
Difficulty here is actually, it's just y'all, so I'm going to say it's standard. So 2, you need a 6 or better.
Okay.
Down to 1 for you and me, Lacey.
Yes, down to 1.
For
Oh.
contact.
Really, only one of you needs to spot this because I'm sure you're going to bring attention to it.
I got it.
I know, I also got it. You saw.
17.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
not one of the special ones, right?
17?
Yeah.
17 is one of the special ones,
yes.
but you only get minor effects if you hit an 18 or if you hit a 19 or a 20.
Got
If
it.
we were in
Okay.
a
Yeah,
attack
yeah.
roll, you'd have a bonus.
Got it.
point.
Yeah, if you were doing an attack, you get an extra point of damage
Okay, cool.
on a 17.
And we both got it over.
I'm not
all
paying
three of us.
attention because I'm worried.
So
You sound like my dad.
you are all having this conversation going back and forth, and one by one, all of you look up because you begin to become aware you're not alone in the alley.
Wait, there's somebody else here.
And as you kind of, so whoever made the perception checks, you're glancing down, and about 40 feet away is a woman. From the look of her, she looks like she's Indian descent. She's wearing a lab coat. She's wearing very fine clothes. spattered with blood all over the side of her lab coat, staining it deeply.
Doc, you
I run
okay?
to her.
Well, this is all in the moment you've noticed her.
Oh.
It's this surreal moment where everyone turns and spots her, and she's leaning up against the wall, and she's holding something. And as you notice her, she's just panting. And you said, "Are you okay?" And she just goes, "I'm so sorry. I'm out of time."
Time for what? Are you okay?
And she pulls this thing out, and whatever it is, she opens it.
And
The
what
next
happens?
few moments of your lives is filled with blinding light as this yellow arc of energy lances out from inside this container. It immediately, like a bolt of lightning, strikes all 6 of you. It lances out, striking, going between each and every one of you. And if you can imagine everything slowing to bullet time for a second as reality around you ripples, you feel every fiber in your being burn. It almost feels like you're being incinerated for a split. Like it lasts way too long. Like a lightning bolt should be an instantaneous, like, crash of burning death. And instead, you are all being warped. As this kind of, this light blinds all around you, and everyone across Oya, you begin to become, for a brief second, your mind is thrown open like a door. And for a brief moment, your mind gazes into everything. You see the vista of reality, the indescribable vista of everything that is, for a nanosecond, and it almost breaks you. It's completely impossible for vocalization to encapsulate the expanse of existence which immediately comes crashing into your being. And it ripples before you're hurtled to the ground. And in the same instance, Luma, you see all about you as reality begins to the warping effect all around you. For a second, you begin to become aware of the interconnectivity of all things. The illusion that we are separate from each other completely evaporates as the mind gives way to the truth of the universe. There is no such thing as separate. There's no such separation between you or the tree or the wall or indeed Lacey moment just a few, like a foot away from you. And you watch, Luma, as your hands immediately begin to ripple like seawater in front of you. For anybody who is capable of seeing Luma, you watch her face begin to contort and swirl, almost like she's become a cloud, and then restructure back into her own identity, and you freeze up and collapse. In the same instance, Lacey, your mind becomes a cacophony of yeses, nos, yeses, affirmatives, contradictions, breakdowns, the system, the loop of data, a flood. You hear, for a brief moment, Lacey, you hear every machine in Los Angeles speaking to itself, to its creators, to one another, the positives, the negatives, the binary code just flying through your mind, the vastness. You are aware of every traffic light that is changing colors. You're aware of every machine that's dispensing soda, every computer that's crunching a number, every stock play that's being made thousands of miles away that's being connected through the Los Angeles line. You begin to hear the whispers of your chair and the affirmations it's receiving from all the other systems in it as it's constantly checking in to make sure the status of the wheel is correct, affirmative, correct, pressure correct. And then it becomes too much. The conversations bleed together, too much data, too much information, too much affirmative. And Lacey, the chair literally begins to spark, and you also, almost like it's misweighted, begins to fall back. You crash against the back of the chest that you were dragging, and it catches you from losing complete balance. And you hear the chair in your mind immediately say, "Lock," and the wheels catch you from dropping as you freeze back. Cass, the ground around you, the pavement, the asphalt, this is not 21st century asphalt. This is the stuff they built a new city on that's going to withstand any kind of environmental effects. It is designed to withstand bombings if it needs to. This is way heavier than concrete, and yet it cracks under your grasp as the pain is coursing through your body. The concrete down beneath your skin, it becomes powderized as you clamp down on the stone. Cracks lancing out, just spider webs of breakage all about you. You have so much pain coursing through your body. It's literally like an indentation, you basically crater around you, smashing it down deep. The ground around you drops a full 1.5 feet, creating a ripple, which should completely knock you off your feet, Hector. But instead, your feet remain standing as your torso hits the ground. Your body literally loses its consistency. Your limbs kind of flop out as you grow an extra 7-8 feet as your torso just gummy-like just plops to the ground. Your legs, desperate to keep its balance, continue to try to stand on end, but you've lost complete consistency. You manage to feel like your face kind of sliding off to the side, and as you begin to realize what's happening, the panic immediately causes your face to realign, and you feel sort of snapping sensations as all molecular integrity in your body gives way to your new form. You feel every bone in your body break for the last time. And the pain is blinding, incomprehensible, and then it's gone. And as you hit the ground, the most sobering scene of this entire is the popping, violent electrical discharge as suddenly the woman standing next to you, your childhood friend, lights up the entire alley like a transformer exploded. Electrical light fills it. People outside the convention center, people for miles, can see as a lightning bolt streaks up. A different color than the yellow that hits you, but instead this brilliant white blue just cone of energy, and then a huge pillar of pure energy lancing up into the sky, into infinity, and the thunder crack that takes place as your eyes, your mouth are completely enveloped in this energy as you cry out, as this electricity just lances up into the sky. Electricity popping, crackling, deafening everyone around, almost like this thing popped and exploded. And this is all happening in the exact same moment. And then it's done.
Lacey! Are you okay?
I'm not okay.
What happened? You okay?
The favorite stuff in the world. This guy melted.
The woman at the end of the alley, you see her just look at all of you and say, I didn't have a choice.
What did you do?
She pitches forward and hits the ground.
Crawl to her, grab the thing that she was holding. What did you do to us?
You grab it.
What did she do to us?
You run over to it. You grab this canister, and all that's written across the top of it in poorly sprayed, like it looks like it's a lab-grown canister of some kind. And all you see written across the surface of this canister is the word Callisto 6.
What is Callisto 6?
And that's where we have to stop.
Whoo! That's a good issue 1. I would be back next month to get the second issue of that series.
We did it! Wow! She did it. Whoever she.
I didn't even realize we were coming up on 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
We got powers and we almost died. Yay!
But we didn't.
Yay!
Our existence almost broke apart. Yay!
Mine did.
Yeah. You guys done got messed up. That was our first issue of Callisto 6,
Oh my
you guys.
gosh! Is it next Friday? I want to play more.
I am so happy to be back, and I hope you guys enjoyed our new show as we dive into Cyberpunk Superhero RPG. Yeah. Great game. Nice start to our new story. You're welcome. I'm glad you guys dug that. Again, thank you to the crew who built this amazing set and gave us all this great graffiti. Thank you to everybody who put this together.
Everybody was hustling for reals. Everybody did
Yeah.
such a good job of setting this thing up. There's always a ton of pressure and a ton of freaking out before the first episode of a thing, and everybody did a great job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Write this down on your character sheets now, because those of you who didn't expend your XP, you get to save. You can bank those now.
Oh, cool.
But I'm going to award everybody 1 XP because you guys all. So in Cypher, XP is awarded not for combat, but for discovery and for making big strides in discovery. I'm also handing them out for damn good roleplay, which means I'm going to have to really watch how often I do that because of amazing role players.
The dangerous group.
So you just give us all an extra one, or just the one that we had before?
You get to keep the one you had before, and you can bank that one if you want, and you can bank the one I'm about to give you, and you can spend those at any time.
Already done.
Cool.
I already know that Sam's planning on hoarding theirs.
Nope. Already spent it.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
All right.
Oh.
So
Holy cow. My brain
we are
is
going to go ahead and
broken.
well, you literally did just get infused with superpowers, so.
Oh, right. Typical Tuesday, y'all.
Typical-
Yeah.
What was that great gift from Shield? Mondays. Mondays, am I right? So real quick, I just wanted to give one last shout out to Q Workshop.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because again, guys, they sponsored us. That's really rad. It was our first episode, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll jump in on that."
Yeah.
So thank you
guys
so
have
much.
succeeded. Thank
Check out their Kickstarter.
Beautiful dice.
The top drawer dice Kickstarter is pretty awesome, and you can find their really cool dice sets they're throwing up there. I also highly recommend checking out their website because they've got some amazing stylized dice. I love the Doctor Who dice so much. They're so damn pretty. I saw mine too.
Quick announcement
Yeah.
about next week.
About next week.
Just wanted to let everyone watching, if you're in Hawaii, you should go to amazing Aloha Comic Con and
'Cause
see
we don't
Xander
have-
and I, because I will not be here.
You'll be in Hawaii for our
Second
second
ever, I'll be in
issue.
Hawaii, so I'll be like, this was a lot to take in, you guys. I'm just gonna go and
There you go.
drink pina colada.
It's been a
and
shock.
Great.
It's been shocking. This whole epiphany of being light up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah,
It's been
no problem.
great. So I'm just gonna go to the beach and relax a little bit. You guys have fun. You all do your thing.
Last bit of announcement. Before we go, I just want to go ahead and let the community know because I've been getting a lot of requests about this, and somebody brought it up, and I thought it was a great idea. But one of the things we would like to start doing on this show is curating fan art because the stuff we saw on Shield was incredible.
Yay!
And this is a comic book style superhero RPG with some cyberpunk thrown in, so I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of art. So, in that spirit, if you use the hashtag Callisto6art, the number 6, Callisto6, and then the word art, all in one hashtag, that's how we'll be able to find it on Twitter. So we'll contact you guys, and we're going to come up with a system. Because, of course, we have to get releases to showcase the fan art, but we'll get that information out to you guys as it comes forward. But definitely, whatever fan art, because I know you got some amazing artists in the community, that'll be the hashtag to use, and we will come looking for you. So, already seen amazing fan art already.
Oh my god.
Y'all have been so amazing.
It's been incredible. Yeah.
We
So-
love
Wow.
you so much.
Yeah.
And now they know who's who and what's what. And they're
Yeah.
going to
Surprise, I'm blue.
go crazy.
Yeah. So have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you back next Friday at 4 p.m. for issue 2 of Callisto 6. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to reclaim my favorite saying. It was reserved for TBD RPG, but it stands for everything I love so dearly. So I'm going to tell everyone good night and to stay whimsical.
Oh.